What's that?
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's a travesty.
Yes.
We were, pretty much raped.
Oh, jeez.
Everything.
All right, you got it now. You got it now. Okay, maybe we can move on. No, never. Linus, I'm starting the show this way.
Yes.
For the rest of our lives.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
For the next 20 years?
Well, I don't know.
Just do it instead of da.
Yeah.
Actually, so much for the billboard being the place you have to go to see it. And what's wrong with my headphones here? Or my microphone?
Yeah, the mic sounds...
What's up with this? Who's
Not
screwing
good.
me?
Engineering?
Doesn't sound right? What's going on? Doesn't sound right. No, come out and say it sounds right.
All right, okay, it doesn't sound right. It sounds like crap. No,
Who was playing with it yesterday? Who was in here?
The normal afternoon people.
Well, you know what?
Yes.
The normal afternoon people are going to have to get their own place because that's ridiculous. I'm at the point now where anyone else comes in here and I'm out. Man. Anyway, as I was saying, I can't hear it. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm going home.
The T-Man.
A victory for Michael Jackson as he tries to keep his kids. An appeals court reinstated an order granting him sole custody of his 2 children. His ex-wife has concerns in light of his molestation trial.
Maybe you should have a victory trial then. Tour. Never mind.
Yeah. You know that...
I wanted to go to that so bad.
Really?
No tickets for Hot Shot.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, Mike's still a problem.
Really?
Yeah. That's all right.
Can we get through it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We'll see.
All right. Well, can I tell you something about Michael Jackson really quick?
Huh?
He's got one of his gloves is on eBay. Just in case you're interested. Maybe you can buy that Hot Shot and get satisfaction out of missing the concert.
Okay.
You couldn't have bought tickets? I was like 12.
Nah. You got outbid in the last second on eBay.
Yeah. Income wasn't flying in at the Press and Journal store. $20 a week.
Mm-hmm. What's this very scathing email from Brooke Paul all about, by the way? Huh? I'm not putting on your microphone. My microphone doesn't work. Yours shouldn't either.
Wow. He gets punished.
You want to explain this to me?
It's kind of my fault.
Your fault.
Yeah. It happened. It was late in the show yesterday.
She's screaming basically in this email. Everything in all caps, exclamation points everywhere.
Oh, not good.
Very, very angry. Yes.
Right.
It was late in the show yesterday. Someone had texted about Swagger and his little homework assignment there. So I was attempting to...
What homework assignment? Oh, he's not allowed to call the program again. Yeah,
right.
until he makes us all safer as a country.
Until he handles his business.
Yes. All right. So what?
I attempted to give Swagger a call during the 9 o'clock hour yesterday, and his number happens to be right next to Brooke Paula's on the phone list. And they both have 360 area code, so I accidentally called Brooke Paula. And
she had not taken her medicine yet.
Oh,
Guess
wow.
Guess not, because the angry...
So you were trying to call Swagger to see if he had done the deal.
Correct.
You wound up calling Brooke Paula, and she sends a scathing email.
Wow.
Boy, that doesn't sound like her.
Did you guys have a bad conversation? Or?
No, I didn't even get through to her. And actually, once I dialed the number, I kind of looked on the list, and I realized what I'd done, and I didn't hang up right away. I was going to talk to her if she answered and explain what I did, but it just
she
went to
never
voicemail.
answered.
No.
And then she sends an email saying, "Dear Dave, and anyone else who it may concern, do not call me. I have enough troubles in my life right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
I do not need, nor do I want, a stupid idiot in it, like gay phone operator." She assumes... Were we talking to gay phone operator when you called her? So she assumes we called her to comment on gay phone operator. So how often do we do that, though? She's usually the one who calls us. That's when she's fully medicated, though. I'm having enough troubles. Troubles spelled T-R-U-B-L-E-S.
Ooh. I like to call those troubles.
I'm having enough troubles.
Well, those are worse than troubles, though.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Twice.
How are those doing on the exchange rate today?
Oh, just
Not good.
the value of the trouble has gone way down to I do not need you to call me. Can I say it in any other way that you can understand it more clearly? You cut me out of the bus, gave Dumpy the money, She's gone. She's now recapping the entire history of the show, I guess.
The bus?
What
You
bus?
cut me out of the bus. I think she's talking about the Sin City Survivor dysfunctional family bus down to Vegas.
Was she? Oh, she was never on it.
You cut me out of the bus, gave Dumpy the money when he makes $3,000 a week, gave Gay $15,000 so he wouldn't be fat anymore.
Well, not yet.
So it's all good for the men on your idiot list.
Wow.
But the
Idiot
women
list.
who can really use a helping hand, well, we can just go F ourselves. So she sees it as a man-woman thing, as a gender situation.
So how does she explain areola?
Yeah. How does she explain that?
She conveniently forgot Areola, Terry, who we gave an extreme makeover to. Anything goes. Anything she wanted to fix on her whole body, head to toe, could have been touched up, reworked, revamped. No more troubles in her life.
That's right.
What about all the boob camp winners?
Yeah.
Well, men win it every time. So, where was I? But the women who could really use a helping hand, well, we can go F ourselves. By the way, my brother lives in Las Vegas, but I wouldn't think to bother to call in and ask if I could be picked for the T-Man's party plane.
Sounds like you just did. By suggesting her brother lives there.
So once again, to recap, do not call. I am busy attempting to put my life back together, and it won't be up in this asshole country of ours.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
All of a sudden, we're taking on the country?
She's taking on the whole country now. You
Jeez.
thought it was interesting when she was just taking on the show?
Yeah, I thought, okay.
She made the transition from taking on the show to taking on the whole country.
And it's not just any old country.
Right.
It's the asshole country.
That's right. The asshole country where people think they are smarter than you
Wow.
and can just keep shitting on you.
Whoa. Jeez.
Ain't happening to me no more. So play your games with another poor soul on your program. I'm going to step up and take what's mine and do it in a kind and gentle way. Yes, we can see you're off to a good start.
Yeah.
So that nobody gets hurt.
Jeez.
Do you hear me? Do not call me. Signed, Brooke Paul. Now, of course, if we don't call her for about 2 weeks, she's going to call up crying. Why don't we talk about her anymore?
Well, you know what's interesting, though? I last time we heard from her, which
Right.
was during a gay conversation,
Oh,
a
it is.
gayest conversation, she was, everything in her life was honky-dory peach keen.
Sounded great.
It was
Her life was
wonderful. It was
together.
the best ever.
We
Right.
saw her in person, too, didn't we? Like in December?
So you're saying her
Seemed good.
her mood and her state of mind is fully dependent on the prescription that she is currently taking or not taking?
Well, maybe we might have to give Gaius some, some of his words, because he's always accusing her of taking the pills and all that stuff.
Right.
Maybe he's...
That's true. I do know what you're talking about. She was on the show like less than a week ago,
Yeah.
talking about how great things are.
Yeah.
Well,
And she was talking about, and when Gaius said, pop a few more happy pills or whatever, she's
Right.
like, I'm not on them, and I'm great, and everyth's wonderful.
So you're saying she may be a little unstable.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that? Yeah.
And all it took was Pasty to ring her phone line.
Well, I mean, and she
To
just
set her
sounded,
off.
she
Not even
sounded
talk to her.
fabulous.
It's not like we even talked to her.
Right. She was all her. It was all her and Gaius.
No, we're
Well,
like
she has just as good a shot as anyone else to go to Vegas, Terry.
Well,
I'm not gonna put her on the plane if that's what she's suggesting here.
Well, but obviously
I don't
she's-
put anyone just on the plane.
I understand that, but she's
Depending on
also,
what they do.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah.
She's also suggesting, though, that because
here,
of
what?
Dumpy is, the guy thing is going to have, even though he's got to do what all the other listeners have to do, you're going to be a little bit more...
No, Dumpy gets no special treatment, and Dumpy didn't get any special treatment on the Sin City Survivor RV. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't disqualify him because he makes supposedly $3,000 a week, according to Brooke Paul. I don't know how she's tapped into his weekly payroll. I don't know how she has completely verified that he makes $3,000 a week. But that's what she says in this email.
Right.
She's Dumpy's accountant, actually. She does a fine job.
Well, let me tell you, H&R Block is hiring only the best these days.
Why didn't you deduct that? Give me a pill.
Just when you write such a long email in all caps,
Wow.
that means you're pretty much screaming the whole way through.
Oh, yeah. Definitely screaming with all
Jeez.
caps.
Oh, yeah.
And just a wrong number set her off.
Yeah, that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I didn't even talk to her, man.
I know, and
That's the scary
and
part.
of all people to yell at, the most innocent back there who,
It's Spacey Dave.
yes.
Just a mistake, man.
Yeah, oops, sorry.
No, he's an evil man, Terry.
Oh.
Well, actually, that just brings up one interesting standout little factoid here. Where's Schwager? And has he gotten the deal done? That's how much we care about this letter.
Let's move on.
Call Schwager.
I can attempt to give him
All
a ring
right.
here.
Now, Schwager is who you're calling.
Yes.
So I guess then we would have to delete her phone number, which is next to Schwager's.
Yes.
Off the list, right?
That's more than understandable. If anyone doesn't want to take part in the program anymore, we've never given anyone a hard time. Areola
bye-bye.
took her extreme makeover and ran.
Yeah. To the hills.
If anyone's required to be on this program, you'd think we'd make her be on.
Right.
No, she doesn't want to be on anymore. She wants to take her beauty and head off into a new life. We said fine.
Yes.
So if Brooke Paul wants to do the same and take her beauty and head off into a new life, we'd never stop anyone.
I know.
I know how the solicitors feel when they're on the do not call list.
Hot Tony wanted to start his modeling career in New York. Did we hold on to him by the ankle?
No, dude, go!
No. Obviously, we've seen the success he's made of himself. Just you can't thumb through a magazine without finding him, Terry.
He's everywhere.
I think he's Halle Berry's next boyfriend.
Well, he's got a hell of a MySpace account, if not that. Then.
I haven't seen that yet.
That's Wags?
Yep.
All right, let him sit for a few seconds.
Think about what he's not done.
Think about what he hasn't gotten accomplished.
Whoa.
Because obviously, and I'm going back on my word that he would never appear on this program again until he got that deal done. But I think it was a text page yesterday wanting an update.
It's worth an update.
It is.
Or maybe he has.
Well,
we'll find out. Someone's got to fix this mic.
Okay. I'll be right over.
Terry on that.
Yeah.
I feel like
Hold
the dude,
on a second.
I feel like the dude singing in One Night in Bangkok. No one knows what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
it's the world you're
Murray
always
had, yeah.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just think I heard it the other day.
I'm just thinking of a song. Is that right?
Yeah.
The T-Man.
Swagger.
Can you hear me?
Swagman.
Is the phone dead or something? Can you hear me?
Swagman.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Swagger,
Yes.
let me ask you a question. Without even giving any reference as to whether you've done it, which I'm just about 99.9% sure he hasn't, Terry, or else he would have called us, and even if he had called us and told us he had, I would know he's lying. Let me just ask you this question.
Okay.
Have you made an attempt? Has there been anything that could be construed as an attempt towards getting this very important homework assignment that we gave you and told you not to call the show again until you completed? Have you made any effort whatsoever?
I got tackled by a girl last night.
Why? Well, let me finish the question. Have you made any effort whatsoever in trying to get this task taken care of? That means maybe even going to AsianTwinBabysitters.com and flipping it around. Was there anything that could be construed as an attempt made by you? Yes or no? Question is done.
I think yes.
He thinks.
Because that's something I give him credit for, Terry.
Because
The fact that he's not sure and needs verification is interesting.
I think so.
Well, what do you...
last week I
Yes.
went down to the corner deli in Port Orchard,
Oh, geez.
where I get a lot of food at, and they
You asked for
heard
the-
what happened on the show, and one of the girls made a suggestion that she help.
She offered to help you out in the situation.
Yes.
Wow, you didn't pass out right there on the floor?
I kind of laughed. And just a few days ago, I got tackled by a girl.
You got tackled by a girl and you think it might have jumped or something?
Oh, I stole her purse.
No. We were messing around and stuff.
Swagger, let me make this very clear. The homework assignment was not for you to necessarily have to even interact with girls. The homework assignment was very clear. I told you were not allowed to call the program again until you have taken matters into your own hand, beat the paddy wagger, the five-knuckle shuffle, masturbated!
Wow.
Because none of us on this planet, Terry, is really in a position where we can feel safe.
Yes, you pointed that out.
As a community, as neighborhoods, as a village. And you know it takes a village, Terry.
I know.
Until this man, at 20 years of age...
19.
When are you doing
9
to be...
months, 3 weeks. Don't let me get.
It's in April, right?
Yeah.
April 22nd, 1980. You know.
That notwithstanding, nobody is really safe, Terry. This man is capable of snapping at any second, maybe even right now on the radio, Terry,
Right.
until he has some form of release.
And we are the village to make sure that he gets it done.
Yes.
Can I be the village idiot?
Now, you don't realize.
Too late.
What danger could I possess if I did not?
You don't realize that Pasty Dave, being a 29-year-old virgin, is in much less of a position to really cause harm to the world than Schwager is at 19, 9 months, 16 days, and 47 seconds.
Right.
Is having never had any kind of release whatsoever.
No, I totally
Pace
understand
is
that.
pulling like he's in a tug-of-war competition every day. I'm not shy about that.
Pasty's having his own Olympics right there in his apartment area downtown. And he finishes it with the gold medal every time. At the end of the day, he plays the national anthem to himself and stands on the podium.
You call me Apollo,
I don't
oh yeah.
see how me not doing that
Apollo, oh
is
no.
dangerous.
What's that now?
I don't see how me not doing that is dangerous to other people or myself.
I know you don't see that. Nobody does until they're in a rubber room in a straitjacket being talked to by 6 psychiatrists. But trust me
I
on
might
this.
have been there already.
I'm giving
my
you
family.
I'm giving you forewarning.
Forewarning.
It's not a natural state of being, Schwager, for you to be basically a 20-year-old man who's never done that.
Well, I'm not normal. Everybody knows that.
Well, and that's what we're concerned about.
Trying to make you normal, maybe?
No, that's never going to happen, Terry.
Well, okay, but along as far as this is
trying to
concerned,
save ourselves.
kinda-
I'm just trying to make everyone else safe.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Why can't you just do it, Schwager? Why? It takes a little work, takes a little effort, takes a little trial and error first time out of the box.
Out of the box.
All right? And that's the problem. You're out of the box and you have to do it. So, Schwager, just put in a little effort. Just get yourself in a little corner of your apartment. Shut the blinds if you're worried about anyone knowing, and just sit there until it's done. Sit there until it's done.
Well, wait.
You know what? Just put the phone down and sit there until it's done. Sit there until it's done. How difficult is it? I know. Well, what's the big problem, fear, worry? What's the deal?
There's no fear. There's no worry. It's
Just because you've been a part of this program and I've been so kind to you as opposed to all the other high schoolers who may not be able to get on the show. Just for that reason alone, just because I'm telling you how important it is, even though you don't realize it for yourself. Isn't that reason alone to get it done? Sit there and work at it.
Whoa.
Something wrong with a grown man like myself. Having to work so hard to convince him to masturbate, Terry. Something very wrong about this.
I understand
But
that.
I know that I'm doing the right thing.
No, and I
And even though things may sound wrong,
right.
as long as I know they're
Still
right,
right?
I'm cool with it.
Okay.
So what are we going to do, Schwager?
Well, he said that what became of the girls at the deli shop. So somebody
That's not answering my question. He's not understand. When I say have you made an effort, have you put in a little time, have you made an attempt? That means he has to sit down with whatever lubes and just get at it. Has he done that? No, obviously not. Is he sitting in front of his computer trying to get himself into a state where he might actually be interested in doing it? No, he hasn't done that.
Okay.
I mean, you'll probably do it thinking about the deli girls before he will.
He went down to the deli and made some sly reference about the big pickle in the middle or something like that. I don't know what he did, but that doesn't qualify.
Actually, they made the reference to the pickle.
I thought somebody may have, one of the girls may have came back with you to the apartment and helped you. I don't know.
Schwager.
Yes.
It's the first time he should be alone.
Do you understand what needs to be done in a physical sense to actually do this? I mean, you're not that dumb, I would imagine, right?
No.
You know what's required. You know what's required.
Right.
Yes, I
salad
did.
tongs and a rake. What do I do now?
They have classes on this in 6th and 8th grade, okay?
They have classes on this?
Oh, man.
I don't think they do.
What did they teach you in the class?
I think he would have had his master's by now if that was an option.
Well, they teach how everything works.
All right. Well, just knowing how everything works doesn't necessarily give you the roadmap on how to do this particular situation. Do you know what to do?
Yes.
I mean, gorillas do this, Terry. There are animals in the zoo that do this. There are centipedes that do this. There's all kinds of people in the Patchwork family. Everyone does this.
If you were a centipede.
Oh, I wish I had 100 hands. Taking turns.
Wow.
So, I mean, obviously, I'm asking a question that is almost rhetorical because everyone just born has the instinct to do this.
I love the centipede exhibit at the zoo, though. That's one of my favorites.
Yes,
Right next to the flea exhibit.
that's why they make you sign the permission slip.
In case it attacks you.
Schwager, so the question I'm asking you, obviously, is you know what to do.
Yes.
Then why do you refuse to do it?
I just can't.
What do you mean you can't?
Like I said, I can't.
You can't.
Remember, he gets sore.
I know. I'm not buying that.
I know.
If you think I bought that, I know what he's talking about.
No,
but
I know.
That is
That was just
ridiculous.
stupid, yes.
That's just his cop-out.
Yeah.
And he's convinced himself of that. It's not going to fly with me.
He's just scared.
Swagger.
Besides, right now I have essays I have to do.
You have essays you have to do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? Something tells me you can do the essays and do the essay.
I can't get concentrated on the essay. Something's messed up my head.
Listen, essay.
That's why.
It helped you concentrate.
Yeah, it helped you because
You'd be amazed how all of a sudden all the work that needs to be put in that essay comes flying out once the deal is done.
It'll be like, wow, a new day, right? A new beginning for you.
Man, just talking to a brick freaking wall.
Yeah.
Is that what you are?
I'm not a brick wall, even though I'm wearing a red shirt.
Mm.
A red shirt?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
I got it at Fred Meyer's.
While you were gone, Stephen, he redid his wardrobe.
Good.
Yeah. Big changes while you were out, Stephen.
Yeah, he went to a club and everything.
Drastic
Stephen.
changes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like a red
Swagger,
shirt.
just, I'm not even going to go with, you can't call back until it's done. Just take 5 minutes tonight, make an attempt. Can you give me that?
I'll try.
Well, there you
That's
go.
it. That's all I need.
You know it's going to be cold tonight.
It's going to be cold tonight, so warm up with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, lucky for you, you probably have heat in your apartment.
No. Well, it's cross air circulation for the entire apartment.
So this is going to be as no excuse. Oh, it's too cold.
All right. The summer house way too hot.
Get under some blankets.
I'm not going to do laundry because of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then
Laundry to get a
don't.
blanket?
You're not going to trick me into doing laundry, T-Man.
I do laundry enough, but I would have to haul everything to a laundromat.
Well,
Right.
but T-Man already suggested do it in the shower.
I just said that's the first place I ever did it, Terry.
Yes,
When I was
I know.
11 years old.
Whoa,
You
11.
suggested that more
Maybe
than
12.
once, and
Maybe 12.
there you wouldn't. That way, you wouldn't have to do, laundry. You could actually clean up afterwards, and you're fine.
Mm-hmm. It all goes down the drain.
See you later.
And his excuse of it hurting, so then that'll affect him when he gets married, too. Then he won't be able to have relations at all.
Right. I mean, he can't possibly see himself getting married in any realistic sense if he hasn't even done this.
Oh, a girlfriend, whatever. So then
He can't even see himself having he can't even think about having a girlfriend until you've actually experienced this kind of. Don't be convinced by anyone who might have told you in like 9th grade there's something wrong with it, or there's something to be ashamed of, or in 7th grade they may have come to you and said you're going to go blind.
There's anything wrong
Shave
with
your
that.
palms,
It's
get
just
some glasses, you'll be good.
I don't.
But you just don't do this?
Yes.
Well, when did you come to this decision?
I don't know.
don't.
I just don't.
Well, why?
If
There's
I
gotta be
knew
a
the
reason
answer,
for
I
it.
would have told you 2 weeks ago.
Well, there's got to be a reason as to why you've decided not to do this. I mean, it's something as strong a decision as this, and I consider this a pretty strong decision, Terry. Decide you're never going to have any self-gratification in your entire life. There has to be a reason why.
I just.
I mean, to me, it's the equivalent of like a hunger strike. Why are you on a hunger strike, Mr. Saddam Hussein? Well, I don't believe in the course of this trial. All right, I understand. The fact that you're even getting a trial is a little preposterous for us to have to sit back and listen to. But if you don't feel it's going the way you feel it should be going, then you want to stop eating food. That at least
That's all you.
We know now your reason.
Right.
What's your reason?
I just don't.
Do you just never think about it, or?
Because he thinks there's something
Well, that's
wrong
one
with
of
it.
the things. I really haven't thought about it.
Mm-hmm. It never crosses your mind.
Well, I don't
I've
think
been
he's
busy
really
with
ever.
other things that something like that is really not
You
come
could
up
be
before.
there are people in this world that have multi-billion-dollar businesses.
Yeah.
There are people that are juggling 50 million tasks, and they still make time because it doesn't require much, and it's much needed. Yeah, even the people in the background. After they're done with that conversation, what do you think they're going to be doing?
We're gonna take 5 minutes.
The security guards are probably going to be doing their job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, when you don't see them, what are they really doing?
Well, I hope they're not
Well,
doing
at
that because they're kind of like in front of a big glass window. And
Well, at least he said he would give it a try.
You know how peculiar this man sounds,
I
Terry.
know that.
Just
Yeah.
trying to just give him one step in the direction of a non-peculiar lifestyle.
I know.
How do we find these people? That's what I always hear people say that. How do you find those people, T-Man? And then now I'm actually saying to myself,
How the hell?
where do we find these people? Where?
I'm,
Are you afraid of what's going to happen?
No, I'm not afraid of what's going to happen.
Yeah, he is.
I know what's going to happen.
What?
Well, how would you know?
Well, it's kind of one of those things that you realize, you know.
No, you don't. Do you think there's something wrong with it? Is that why you're afraid to do it, or don't want to do it, or refuse to do it?
Didn't I already make that implication like last week?
Was that a yes or a no? You think there's
Yes.
something wrong with it? You think there's something wrong with doing that? Something non-biblical?
I didn't mean with the action. I thought you were talking about with the...
Well, I'm asking you from a mental standpoint. Do you think there's something wrong with it? That you'd be doing something wrong? You'd be going against some religious belief? I mean, anything in that vein? Is that a reason why or no?
Definitely not a religious belief thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because you're not a religious guy.
He doesn't believe in God. There is no God.
No.
if you look like Schwager, would you?
Yeah.
In elementary, I went to church with my family, but after I got put in foster care, I really didn't go to church.
All right. Anyway, so the answer is no. You don't believe there's anything wrong with it?
No.
Because if someone said, I read the Bible and I just don't think there's something. I think there's something wrong with that.
The
Right?
moral aspect of it makes sense.
Yeah.
If he threw me that, then at least I'd say, all right, that's your standpoint. I can then at least figure out why you feel this way.
Right.
But he doesn't even have that.
There's no
Oh,
reason.
he's saying physically there's something wrong. That's his story.
Was there abuse or something?
Oh.
Were you abused?
Well, yes.
I already
He
told
claimed,
you guys that...
well, Stephen was on maternity leave. And then he came racing back because he was going stir crazy. And
Dying to hear what was going on with
Yeah,
Schwager.
Getting hit there by a bowling
he said,
ball?
he said that
Well,
his
that's
brother.
not really
He said his
that big
brother
of a
beat him up so badly as an adolescent, and he pounded him in the nuts so
No, I
many
heard that,
times.
yeah.
Oh, you did hear
And
that?
in
Yeah,
high
last week.
school and junior high,
No, I meant
elementary.
like
If that were
sexual abuse.
If
Was
that
there
were
any
the
sexual
case,
abuse?
though, it wouldn't just be when he was going for a
Yeah.
self-gratifying moment. It would be just all in
All the
general.
time,
He
right.
would have to go to the doctor just for overall immense pain.
Right.
But that's not the case.
I meant sexual abuse.
So you're saying you're not
I did not
capable.
have that.
You're not capable physically of doing it. It doesn't get hard or what?
Physically,
Well, chew a couple of 6 or 7 Viagra like it's Pez and just go for it. It's probably a bad idea, Bob.
Yeah, let's not promote that for
Yeah.
him right
Start
now.
with one.
Yeah, like Pez.
Check your doctor. Call your urologist. So, all right, Schwack. I don't know.
You know what? You're right. He is just afraid. Period. That's just all there is.
Right.
Has nothing to do with immense pain or anything like that.
And I think little by little, Terry, like a leaky faucet, just little by little, the pool is starting to build, and we're all going to have to worry about Schwager, Terry.
Maybe so.
And someone is going to have to be in the wrong place at the wrong time to deal with a man who has snapped.
Uh-oh.
there's only one person that really has to worry about me.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
And luckily, right now, that person's in jail.
Luckily.
Mom?
No,
My
I
mom is
remember
out.
she got out.
Oh, that's right.
Who's in jail
Brother?
that has to worry about you? So when you snap, you have a target?
Oh,
He's already got a list.
Uh-huh.
He's wondering what the hell we are.
You hear the way he said that, by the way? There's only one person has to worry about me.
Yeah.
I know.
That's
so
the
list
dark
is-
side.
Yeah, the
That's
list
the dark
is
side I'm telling you
started.
about.
Yeah.
After you punch the clown, you just want to go to sleep.
And
don't wanna
the
hurt
list
people.
is
You want to go
done.
to sleep. You got a little smile on your face. You feel all relaxed. You're clear-headed. You're able to think clearly. You're able to write essays. I write essays. I'm not even in school after I'm done.
I mean, you might feel a little guilty about the dog watching you, but other than that, it goes away after a while.
That's why I got rid of the dog. You know,
Jeez.
Schwager, you figure out things. All right. So this is what we've determined as far as this call this morning. You are going to go home and make an attempt. Is that right? And if you make an attempt, then at least I feel we're working towards the right direction. And then we can have you back on the air later, either tomorrow or later next week. All right?
Okay.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not looking for a gold medal performance. Just,
I'm not looking for him to.
You just want a nice
Last time I
release.
got a gold star was back in 4th grade.
Ah, there you go. Well, we've got a chart up here. We're ready to put one on.
Okay. Terry's ready to give you a gold star. See how things are progressing there, Schwags?
Yeah.
Man, you're on your way. All right.
Wait, who's the guy that's on the list?
Yeah, well, who's in jail?
5 minutes, Schwager. That's all I need from you. 5 minutes of an effort tonight.
Well, the guy is the person that punched my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's getting reconstructive surgery.
Wow.
So he's her ex-boyfriend? Is that fair to say?
This is the one that
they're
I was
actually engaged.
complaining about for the last few years.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
He punched her and broke her jaw?
He's the one with the beer bottles and stuff. Right? Or something like that?
He hit her twice, once with a beer can not open into the face, then with a full fist into the face. This guy could be a linebacker if he wanted to, and he's right now safer in jail. Because of my family.
Because
and my sister's going in for reconstructive plastic surgery for her scalp and her face because they have to replace bone near her nose.
But she'll be there waiting for him when he gets out.
I love him.
Yes. He really
He's my
didn't.
cousin.
Yeah, he didn't mean to. I just made him mad.
No. No. Right now, with how things are going, she's going through counseling and all that other fun stuff.
So is she starting to maybe realize this isn't the best guy for her?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that'd probably be the right move there.
Yeah.
All right. But you are not going to just let it slide that simply. You are prepared to do what needs to be done when he gets out. Is that the reference you're making here?
If he gets anywhere near my sister.
All right.
Oh, well,
that
that's a
seems
noble
reasonable.
brother thing to do.
All right. He's got
I might be a
that.
weakling, but I can still tackle him.
All righty.
And you got all that rage on your side that I'm telling you about.
Maybe that's why he's not doing it, though.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Nothing like a Trek you watch on your back. God, I feel safe. What, are you going to give him the Spock treatment?
Oh, jeez.
The Vulcan
Schwags.
death grip.
Schwags.
Yes.
We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Glad we made an agreement there.
Yes, we have made an
Okay,
agreement.
just don't do it in front of those security guards there. Even though they may give you a look or two. All right, very good.
Oh, good.
All right?
Yes.
Take care now.
I will.
Bye-bye. It's reconstructive surgery.
Wow.
Schwags is there to be the one to look you in the eye and say, I told you so? Is that what you need?
No.
Out of the one eye you can see out of, you
Yeah.
need to see your brother Schwags telling you, I told you so?
No, he's doing his best to protect you. So.
Yes. And as James Ingram once sang, Terry? Never mind.
Come on.
You know. Of course you know. You know everything I know. Tell her what James Ingram once told everyone.
Well, he said I did my best.
Yes.
But I guess my best.
Wasn't good enough?
That's right!
The T-Man.
Terry,
Yeah.
second to last day.
Oh, I know.
Second to the last day for the dollar bill game.
What that bill game.
Don't make all those dollar bills with the 93 and the serial number go to waste.
Oh, absolutely not.
Make like Debbie Bartow.
Save them for next year.
Same for next year and win multiple times. You still have 2 chances to win on this here program. I'll tell you that right now.
Woo!
There's one right now and one tomorrow. It's interesting the way it works, Terry. Yeah.
Double win.
Now, on top of that, on top of the dollar bill game being played right now that we're about to hand you, as far as at least the numbers are concerned, to start dialing in.
All right.
The T-Man's party plane to Vegas. Oh, geez, that gets... The process of filling up that plane
Oh, I know.
begins next week.
Yes.
But even before that,
Something before that.
something before that, Terry.
Stop.
Too much. I know.
handle it.
I know I'm flooring you. I'll tell you right now.
Let me
Bonus
get it.
something.
that this is not such a small something. This is pretty big because this happened real quick and it's going to take place on Sunday night. Just by saying that, some people already know what I'm talking about.
I know what it is.
Dave Chappelle, out of hiding, is putting together a quick little show that he's doing at the Paramount. Is it the Paramount? Yeah, on Sunday night.
Sunday, yeah.
They put tickets on sale yesterday. They sold out in 5 minutes.
I know.
5 minutes.
Out of
That's the
control.
quickest sellout since Jimi Hendrix.
5 minutes.
I don't even know if that's true, but it sounds good.
Yeah.
The quickest sellout since Jimi Hendrix, Terry.
Wow.
5 minutes.
Jeez.
The Seahawks even took 11 minutes to sell out.
Yeah.
5 minutes. Dave Chappelle sold out the Paramount when it was announced. Tickets were going on sale yesterday. We have a pair of tickets to give away either today or tomorrow. It'll probably be tomorrow, so don't sit around by the radio think it's going to be today. It probably won't. It is a possibility.
Because we're not just going to
Well, I don't even know how we're going to give them. I don't know how we're going to give them away. I don't know what we're going to do.
If it snows like a foot and we can't come in, let's give them away today.
But between today and tomorrow, we'll give away those tickets.
All right.
We got the T-Man's party plane to Vegas. We got a dollar bill game to play.
Chee-chee.
You got billboards to see, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
You know what, though?
What?
This whole idea of actually convincing people, or not even having to convince them, Terry, but just giving them a little nudge to go out there to Denny Way and see the billboard because, as I said, it is a happening. It is an event.
It's a party right there.
A scene. It's a party below the billboard.
Yeah, woohoo.
It's a situation that you'll remember. You have to see it live. Well, I refuse to put the billboard up on Cube93.com or the T-Man Show. Well, now there's a big story in today's PI, Terry, that has a picture of the billboard right in it.
Whoa. Well,
not that I am upset about it.
Right.
I wouldn't have talked to the reporter if I was not ready to have the story be told.
Right.
But I still am, and the people who have been out there will also tell you that being there and seeing it live is a life-changing experience.
Yeah.
And I can just imagine, Terry, this weekend when people go out, they get their club on, they get their drink on, they get their whatever on, Terry, that maybe there'll be like some midnight candle lighting ceremony underneath the T-Man's billboard. Underneath the T-Man's billboard, yes. Because it's that kind of moving experience, Terry.
Wow.
Maybe a 2 a.m. candlelight vigil underneath the naked vigil, underneath the T-Man billboard that talks about, yes, we'll not let it die, the rip-off, the travesty. That was the Super Bowl.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh.
Not such a small event.
No.
Not ready to let it die. Sorry. Maybe in about 6 or 7 years. I'll be prepared to move on. Not happening yet.
Oh, my gosh.
As it points out in the story in the PI, Terry, I'm fascinated that local reporters wanted to take pictures of the billboard themselves and do stories on it. It's on, what page is this? D2? Is that D2?
D2.
The sports section.
All right.
I don't see how it's necessarily a sports story. It's a general life story as far as I'm concerned. But in your sports section on page D2, there's a story on the billboard. And I know the author of the story, Jim Moore, is going to be naked under the billboard this weekend.
Partying it up?
He's a cougar. So
yes,
that's true.
of course. Cougars are there all through the light of day with their nakedness and their feel, because you feel a rush when you get under the billboard. I know you've been there, Terry. You feel a rush. That's why when your husband was driving around on his motorcycle and he saw it, and he had to call you and tell you before anyone even saw it. As it was going up, he drove by and saw it and called you immediately, right?
Yes.
Because you know why? Did he tell you why? Maybe he didn't even recognize why.
Maybe not.
He felt a rush, Terry.
Oh.
There's a rush you feel when you're underneath that billboard.
All the way down to the groin?
And you don't necessarily feel it when you see it. Well, in the... Is that the rush you're familiar with? That's your usual impact, but this is a different one, Terry.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe touch the groin a bit. You don't necessarily feel it when you read the story in the paper.
Sure.
But you definitely feel it when you're
there.
underneath it live and in color, baby, and in person. Yes!
Absolutely.
The 12th man never felt more alive! Okay, so...
And you just don't come up on it. I mean, you see it for blocks away, and it gets
So the
clearer and
rush
clearer. So the
builds.
rush builds.
Just hearing Stephen's tone of voice right there?
Yes.
Can you almost sense the rush that he felt
yes.
when he drove up to it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm imagining, Stephen, that you're just not going on a hypothetical sense. You went yourself. Is that right?
That is correct.
I didn't even confirm whether Stephen has seen it in person, but I could just hear it in his voice when he was talking about it just then. You could he almost relived the rush he felt with him.
I had the naked vigil yesterday. As you go down the little hill and then you go up and then it's like a beacon.
Oh, geez. Well, I'm glad that's over with. So Stephen has gotten his naked vigil out of his system, and he will not be there this weekend. You don't have to worry about that. And the fact that he threw in a beacon in this story is a little bit concerning.
Well, no, as you're coming up the hill, and then it just appears, and then you can see it from blocks away. It's a pretty cool spot.
Oh, that's the beacon you're referring to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it said bacon.
Yeah.
There was no bacon anywhere near there.
But in case, and there have been a lot of emailers, there have been a lot of phone calls, a lot of text pages, as you know, Terry. You've seen it yourself that are calling, saying I'm in Vancouver and I'm in Olympia. I'm in where are some of the places they wrote from yesterday?
Oh, geez.
Ocean Shores.
Hoquiam.
Yeah.
Saying, T-Man, I know this billboard's only going to be up for 2 weeks. There's no way from Hoquiam I'm going to be able to see it. Can you send me a copy? Well, now you don't need me to send you a copy anymore. It's right there in today's Seattle PI.
Yeah. Cut it out. Oh, are you going to autograph it?
Did they get the Seattle PI in Hoquiam?
Sure, you can do that.
Oh, they don't even bother over there.
Oh, a couple days late.
You live there, you don't care about news.
No, you're probably pretty depressed.
You get a 3 days late over there, Steven?
Oh, yeah.
You don't need the paper to bring you more down. You've been laid off for 3 years. You don't need to read about that.
I see.
What kind of life do I have here?
So there you go. Even in Hoquiam, the Seattle PI is delivered to your doorstep. And on D2, there's the picture of the billboard.
All right. Cool.
Yes.
But maybe that'll motivate them to actually come over.
For the weekend vigil?
Sure.
I won't be shocked, Terry, if I flip on the Sunday morning news or the Saturday morning news and hear about the naked 2 a.m. vigil underneath the billboard, Terry.
Dancing naked
Yes.
people. Candles.
Not that we condone such a thing.
Right. Candles and wax and nakedness.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we do. You put it that way, Terry. Maybe we do condone that kind of thing. But just all about not letting the 12th man just go quietly into that good night, Terry.
Right.
It's all about just not wanting to allow yourself to be cheated the way we were. That's the way I feel, Terry. I'm not good at just allowing someone to cheat me.
No, I
And as a
hear ya.
12th man, as a member of the 12th man community, Terry, I was cheated.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't let that go. All right?
Gotcha.
Call me stubborn?
Just
Call me a sore loser? I'll take it all. It's all true. Now, where were we, Terry? Oh, yeah, the dollar bill game.
Yes,
Mhm.
that number.
Well, maybe we should make it a little tougher this morning as opposed to giving out the number 93 in your serial number and the number 2.
Okay.
Maybe we should, if
Do a
you...
3 number.
How about even more than that? How about if you have the serial number F917932184H?
Oh.
Call now.
Okay.
$26 on the line.
Yes. Debbie Bartos on twice.
One on
That's
each
cool.
hand.
She can manufacture dollar bills. That's great.
That's probably how she wins, yeah. There's a printing press at her house.
What'd they say? Okay,
But she only prints it for this.
Let me tell you.
Banks, does anyone have that number?
Oh, I haven't even tried yet, dude.
You thought I was joking?
I did.
I wasn't joking.
Okay.
I expected you to write that number down.
Well, what's the number
Can you repeat back to me what that... I have no idea, Terry, what I just said.
A6491.
Oh,
Damn
yeah.
it. Okay, no, I don't remember.
It was F as in, yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you going to go to the...
T-Man Show, do you have the number?
Oh, jeez.
But if you don't know it
You
yourself,
don't even know what it is.
Well, they're not going to have it. T-Man Show, do you have the number?
So why are you even humoring them?
Because I want to hear them say, what number is it?
Oh, jeez.
Well, yeah.
Is that your best
T-Man
caller
Show.
invitation?
It's pretty close.
That was...
their hope?
Man, Pasty's so sick of everyone doing imitations of him.
yeah.
Has come up with one of his own.
Car
How'd it sound?
impersonation.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be opening for Dave Chappelle this weekend.
No wonder he sold out in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Pasty Dave on the bill.
Yep,
Awesome.
the double Daves.
Okay, here's my Jack Nicholson.
Oh, jeez.
You can't handle the truth.
Right.
All right.
Thank you. You've been great. Here comes Dave. No, we want more Pasty! You ever think of going and get the stand-up comedy? You're a funny guy.
Thank you.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
He really has not said one thing that would even be an attempt at humor as long as I've known him in his life, Terry.
Although he's very funny.
Mm-hmm. Stephen must have some kind of humorous connection to him.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
By not being funny.
Mm-hmm. All right, whatever. Anyone know what
Kinda like
numbers?
me.
Since no one can remember the numbers that are spewed off there, does anyone have a number? The number 2, 3, 4, 5, Winnie the Pooh? What are you doing?
Let's have a letter, too.
The what?
Let's have a letter, too.
A letter?
Wow.
You want a letter?
Wow.
It's out of the box thinking right there.
Oh, well, let me tell you.
Whoa.
You are just creative genius. All right, what letter corresponds with the way we're all feeling this morning or the way that you see the day shaping up, Steven? What do you got? Well, how about you read us a quick story, Terry? Maybe we'll come up with some newsworthy story of the day that may spearhead some kind of idea, some jolt, some kind of thoughts as far as what numbers to go with or what letters to go with today.
Well, I got this little news article or news blip out of the Seattle Times in the local section.
And the difference between an article and a blip is?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
It's just not that long.
Okay.
A blip is not a long one.
Got it.
Anyway, and it has to do with our...
So I was
So you
born
don't,
with one,
you
huh?
don't hang out with blips then, huh?
No, she doesn't.
Once you go blip, You never go white?
Oh, yeah. Come here, you big
It
article.
has to do with our friend Billy
follow your classifieds.
Fualau. Has to do with our friend Billy Fualau.
Is that right?
Yes.
Billy
actually.
Fualau.
Uh-huh.
All right. Where is this article, this little blip found?
It is found in the Seattle Times in the local B3 section.
In the B3 section.
B3, yes.
Bingo.
You sank my
Yes.
battleship.
Yes.
Under
I'm playing
Pacific
bingo, he's playing
Northwest.
battleship.
Yeah. Under
Go
Pacific
ahead.
Northwest. He was arrested for a DUI back in December.
And we're just finding out about it here on February, what, 17th?
Yeah.
16th? What is today?
16th.
16th.
Yes. Back on December 22nd, a SeaTac police officer pulled over a 1999 Cadillac DeVille going 55 in a 35-mile-per-hour zone.
Yes.
And the driver was Billy Fualau.
And the officer said, do you know why I pulled you over? And he said,
What would she do if I was to go over and kiss her?
Oh, did
she said, only a cow would wait, something like that, and a warrior would just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, the
What
warriors.
officer could have refused that, Terry?
He apparently blew a 0.136.
Oh, jeez! 0.136?
136, and we all
That's-
know the legal limit.
Is 0.08.
Yes.
We know it too well, Terry.
Yeah.
So 0.136 is about what, 6 to 8 beers?
Probably around there.
Yeah, for his
Pretty
size.
sizable.
He's about what, 5'8"?
Mm-hmm.
What, 180?
Probably.
6 to 8, you say? 6 to 8 beers?
Maybe closer to 8, yeah.
Car he was driving was registered to Laterno.
It's a shock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, aren't they married?
They're a married couple, Terry.
Yeah.
So it was registered to his wife.
Yes, it was.
So it's just as much his as hers.
Is that how that works?
I don't know. That's what they tell me, though.
Oh, okay. So there's a couple of numbers we could use besides the, well.
So what is he facing? What's the deal? What's going on? Why are we just hearing about this now?
I don't
Why is this
know.
making the news blips on February 16th as opposed to December 23rd?
I don't know. I can't answer that question for you there.
Doesn't point out the story why this is newsworthy today as opposed to 2 months ago?
No.
They just found out?
It just says.
Oh, Billy Fualau. Oh, yeah, that one.
It says that he was arrested on, suspicion of the
Yeah, I tell
DUI.
it, dude, to come down here and hang out with us. It'll be a lot safer.
So, but no, it does not say in the story as to why we're just hearing about it now.
But he's got his own life now, and they want to stay out of the limelight.
Right. So let's
Get
drink
a
and
little,
drive.
get a little Christmas pre-funk going
Maybe so.
in your caddy.
Yeah. Well, we could, do the 55 for his speed limit.
Well,
We could
that's
go-
his speed limit.
That he was driving.
Right.
Yes.
In a 25 or something.
In a
right?
35.
35.
Yeah, you
That's
could
not
go
bad.
35, 55, and an H, as Stephen requested,
Oh,
using
geez.
the letter.
Well, let's turn to Stephen Kilbreth, who seems to be honing in on some thoughts this morning. Do you have any numbers, letters that stand out to you as far as the dollar bill numbers over the morning, Stephen?
I
Yes,
do
or no?
like the 55, but I was going to say C for cold.
C for cold?
The Arctic blast that's coming in.
You know what? We're focusing on a news story now, Stephen, all right?
Okay.
You do your own stories during your own news time.
That's why I suggested
All right.
55.
25 degrees, we'll all make it through. No one's going to die of hypothermia.
No. The C could stand for the Cadillac DeVille that he was driving.
Okay, now you're talking.
All righty.
Yeah.
Nice job, Terry.
You need a C in your dollar bill. You
You
need a
do.
55.
There you go.
You need a 69. What else?
No, and a
Oh.
35?
So you want a C, a 55, and a 35?
Yes.
No, 55, 93, and a C.
All right, Stevens has spoken.
Well,
55.
don't you think that's going to be tough enough?
Stephen has spoken. 55,
All right.
93, and
Uh-huh.
a C.
There you go.
All right, if you have a 55, a 93, and a C in your dollar bill, you call now. And you will win $100 instantly and a key that may start that
Arriba, ding, ding, ding.
The
T-Man.
If you thought the T-Man's party plane to Vegas was big last year, look out! Don't bother bringing any clothes, you won't need it. We'll be drinking, we'll be midnight swimming, we'll be gambling, we'll be clubbing, we'll be blowing every cent we ever made. Give me a holiday, give me a holiday, give me a holiday. Ooh! It's Vegas time, baby!
Come on.
The T-Man's Party Plane to Vegas. Pre-boards this Tuesday at 7, 2, 4, and 8.
Brought to you by Southwest Airlines and New York Casino.
Party plane to Vegas, baby!
Cube 93.
So you need a C. You need a 55.
Oh, yeah.
You need a 93.
Oh, yeah.
In your serial number.
Yeah.
It's like Powerball.
Yeah.
And what do you win for this? You win $100.
Woohoo!
You have
$100
one
is $100.
person on the line that claims they have the numbers, which I think is like next to impossible. It's like Powerball.
Mm-hmm.
We've given out enough numbers that it's like the lotto. But Diana's on the line and claims she has the numbers, Terry.
Oh.
Diana, you're telling me that you have a dollar bill in it, which has the numbers 93, 55, and the letter C?
Actually, I have 555, and I know 55 is your favorite number, so I thought I'd try.
What makes you come up with that conclusion?
Because you've said it before on the radio.
I said number 5 is my favorite number, but
Yeah.
55, I guess, would be double the fun.
Wow.
Double fun.
That's right.
Double your favorite.
So you have 555, you have a 93, and you have a C.
Oh, triple fun.
Yes, sir, I do.
You've tripled the fun.
Yes, I have.
And all that gets you $100 and a key to start that may start a brand new car.
That's awesome. Does that mean I win?
Yeah, well, not just yet. But
Okay.
in a day where the Powerball jackpot, isn't the Powerball jackpot like sky high right now?
Yeah, I think it's like 380 or 360.
365.
All right,
Oh, geez.
Road trip to Portland.
Let's go.
That's the one we don't get here, right? That's the one in
Yeah,
Portland?
yeah. We can. What is it
That's
called?
the one every
Masha?
time there's a huge jackpot like
We
this,
go down
somebody
to it.
wins in Virginia?
Yes.
We get Mega Millions here.
Our Mega Millions is almost a record high, too, though.
Whoa!
It's over 100 million.
Whoa.
Well,
I don't know how you live on that.
Maybe some rich people out there island shopping in a couple of weeks.
No joke.
Yes, pretending like they're cast members on Lost. That's how we'd all spend the money.
Yeah, but the Powerball now is the richest lottery prize in history.
In history!
In North American history.
They just make it like it only has to be like not won twice for it to be a new record. Is that the way they're making it now? Because I don't even remember the build-up to this. Usually there's a build-up where, oh, you play it and somebody, nobody won this week. And I don't remember, well, it's not in this state, but I don't remember hearing about big jackpots that preceded this record-breaking jackpot that's now the Powerball jackpot.
Probably because we don't play it here.
Well, but plenty of people go to Oregon to get tickets.
You would have heard something. I'm just wondering if they just make it now that it only takes 2 times where nobody wins, and all of a sudden it's at a new record. But back to you. What is your name, Diana?
It's Deanna.
Deanna.
Yeah.
And where are you from?
Kent.
Yes.
Kent, Washington.
I've heard of it, yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that where that is?
Oh,
And,
I'm nervous. I'm
Lord.
sorry.
And you've collected a couple of dollar bills, I would imagine?
I have
'Cause-
$23 bills. that I've
Forgive
been
me
saving.
forgive me for saying it. You don't sound like the typical Cube listener.
I don't?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
Well, you sound, well, to be as direct as possible, old.
I am old.
Yes.
I'm all of 45.
Not that older people don't listen to Cube. They do, Terry. But they don't sound as old and, well, again, being white as you do.
No, but 45 is the new 42.
Mm-hmm. You're telling me
Good, under the wire.
that when you're not collecting dollar bills, you're calling up requesting Ludacris, and you can't get enough of...
Million or whoever.
Oh, yeah. I like a wide range of music.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
So you're putting on the nighttime players, and you're telling them where you're from, and
Doing a little rap.
yes, you doing all that? That's you?
That's putting on the nighttime players while I go home and...
Is that right?
Drive through all the sticker stops.
Yeah, there you
I'd
go.
say it's much more likely that you pretty much have a gauge on what contests are going on different radio stations, and you have a little chart set up in your home, and the over-under on the over-under on the amount of keys that she has right now to start that Scion is 3.5, Terry. You going over or under?
Ooh.
Wow.
Gosh.
All right, so what's your favorite song right now that Q plays?
My favorite song that Q plays?
Yes.
I don't know the name of it. It's, what'd you come up? I was so nervous.
Fantastic
dude.
Voyage.
Yeah.
Walk this way.
That Work Up On It song with that girl.
With that girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Check up on
Work
it.
Up
Yeah.
on it.
What does that
Oh.
girl look like?
Ooh, all thinking what you like, what you see. That song.
You see the video on BET?
Well, you know, I do listen to a lot of younger music. My
All
son.
right. Well, good for you.
Play that
Hey.
video
Well,
on
who's
VH1.
that
Who am I,
girl
Jay?
anyway?
Who am I to tell this lady what she listens to? She just sounds like there's a collection of ladies out there that really appreciate winning a nice radio contest.
Right.
So forgive me for assuming that you have that type of sound to you.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I don't.
That sound is accompanied by a signature little sound of its own that goes something like this. Oink. Oink, oink.
No. This is the first game I've ever even tried to play.
Whatever. You're a prize pig and you know it.
Jeez.
I'm a what?
You're a prize pig and you know it.
No, sir,
You're not fooling me. Oh, you're not?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
I'm fooled. Anyhow.
My daughter's right here. She's 7 years old, and this 7.5. And this is the first game that I've even tried to play.
Don't shortchange her. So you have not won any keys. You have not won any $100 bills in this dollar bill game up till now?
No, and I've been trying so hard to get through. I was so excited to just even get through today.
How many dollars do you have saved up with the 93 in it?
23.
23. And today,
I have 23 of them. I've been saving them since before Christmas, since I heard you guys talking about
Oh,
it.
geez. That's very dedicated.
Yeah, it is.
Because she listens all through the year, Terry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. All right. You know what? She's starting to sound convincing, Terry.
All right.
She's a huge Q93 fan.
Who was at Summer Jam?
I know they yeah, you were at Summer Jam with your thong on with
your 7.5-year-old.
I wasn't at Summer Jam, no.
I thought you were.
I have a pretty busy life.
I thought you were a true devoted Cube 93 fan.
I love Cube 93, but I don't get out much.
Well, her daughter was conceived there 7.5 years ago.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Whose wasn't? Anyhow, Deanna, you sound convincing enough, and even if you weren't, you are the only one who has these particular numbers in your serial number. So regardless, I think I have no choice but to make you a winner. Not that I would want to choose anyway. There's no reason not to make you a winner. You sound lovely.
Thank you.
Wow.
Now, what do you do? Do you do anything? Is there anything getting done in your day,
She's
or what?
really busy.
Well, I'm a business office manager at a psychiatric nursing home.
Oh, who is it?
And I'm divorced, and I have a 7-year-old daughter.
How long were you married?
7.5.
7.5, you're right.
How long were you married?
How long was I married? 7 years?
7.5. And,
yes.
yeah. How did that come to an end? Was it just out of nowhere, one time, I can't stand this?
No, he just started throwing anger at me I couldn't handle.
So it was building up over the years.
Yeah.
He was an angry guy.
Yeah.
And he directed his anger towards you.
Yes, and he hadn't done that previously, but in the last few years of our marriage, he started to.
Last few years, he decided to direct his anger
toward me.
Towards a tangible source.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that was you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You don't believe in a man's right to bluff, little Steve?
No, I believe that a man has a right to blow off his steam, but I don't think he has the right to badger someone.
Well, what did you do to him that left him no choice but to direct his anger and badger you? What did you do?
Nothing that I know
Nothing.
of. Nothing that I know of. I mean, nothing that he could put his finger on.
I'm just playing, not really.
So he just said, I'm really pissed off at you, and I don't know why.
When you say he directed his anger at you, you're not implying, I sure as hell hope not, you're not implying that he raised a hand to you, the nice-sounding lady who refuses to oink.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
No,
okay.
No, he did not.
All right.
No.
He just
said badger.
Verbal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Verbal stuff.
Verbal abuse started to mount.
Mm-hmm.
You said mount.
Oh, man.
I think she is a listener.
Yeah, she definitely
is. Okay. She's convinced me.
She's got that smoker's left hip.
Oh, yeah.
Verbal abuse started to build, and you got to the point where you weren't ready to tolerate another day of it.
He said gerbil abuse.
That's correct.
So you decided, hey, I'm still young enough, I'm still strong enough, I'm still hot enough, I'm packing up, and I'm moving on.
Yep.
Was he shocked? Was he blown away by this decision of yours, or he was like,
yes,
yeah, I was waiting for this day? Huh? He was shocked.
He still wants me back.
He begged. He begged you. He promised to make changes.
Right.
All of which fell on deaf ears because you knew he wasn't capable. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Rough.
Wow.
I know that.
You think perhaps when he was begging, when he was promising, when he was pleading, when he was saying he could change, you should have given him an opportunity, or no?
I did.
You did?
I went to counseling with him and everything.
Wow, well, there you go.
Mm-hmm. And how did that work out? Obviously not too great.
No.
She works in a psychiatric ward, so you tell me.
So
it didn't work.
So you're telling me, after all the promises he made, after all the begging, after all the counseling, he still would come home and direct his anger and badger and yell at you?
That is correct. And it got to the point where I couldn't live with him anymore.
Like, what would he say?
Yeah, what kind of badgering? What do you mean?
I want to know what he'd say.
Give us an impersonation of him when he was yelling at you.
An impersonation of him yelling at me?
Yes, do him. Become him for a second. It actually is very therapeutic. I'm sure they teach you this at the front desk. Right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Become him. I don't want to hear you anymore. I want to hear him. I'm you. Have a nice day. Oh, just don't yell. Go ahead.
What the hell are you doing putting ketchup in the hamburger? No wonder I don't like them.
Oh, that's an onion.
That is pretty stupid.
That was a start. But there
what the hell are you doing?
Things
that's
like
I'm waiting for an answer. What are you doing putting ketchup in the hamburger?
Yeah, it's not an ingredient. It's a condiment.
Sounds good to me. All built in.
Steven's ready to marry you.
Yeah, Steven's going home and putting...
Steven's found his soulmate.
Yeah.
You inject a little cheese in there, too?
No, that's just one of the things. I mean, it was...
All right. So that was one. And you know what? I almost feel like you're not mustering up the full amount of effort that he would put into yelling at you, because maybe this hurts you a little bit to do, but I'm still hoping that for this one-time exercise, you could really make us feel like we're on the receiving end of what you had to deal with day after day. So give me another example. Why are you raising your hand,
Well,
Terry?
because I have a feeling the reason why she's not really getting into it is because the 7.5-year-old is sitting next to her.
Yeah, you're right
So
there.
she's trying to be protective of the 7.5-year-old. So put her out on the side of the street and then really
Tell the 7-year-old to wait in the curb.
Yeah. Cover her ears.
Do you want me to step outside the car?
There you go.
Well, all right.
Throw a tantrum.
6 carjackers monitoring every move you make, but all right, yes. Get out of the car and give us everything he gave you. It'll make you feel good for a change.
Tell your daughter you'll be right back.
Well, she's earning her $100 today, huh?
Yes, she is.
Okay, I'm outside of the car.
All right. I hear the train to practice. That's audio proof that she's out of the car.
Yeah.
You might want to get off the tracks, but go ahead.
When the arm comes down, you don't go across.
Woman crushed by train, reenacting husband's years of verbal abuse. Yes, go ahead. Here we go. I'm you, you're him. What does he say to you? It's a Thursday night. You were actually.
I've been away from him for almost a year and a half now. It's kind of hard to relive that, but
I'm trying to remind you, you were actually feeling good about your Thursday. You won a couple of bingo games. You got a good call from an old friend. You read a good couple of comics in the paper.
Got a chuckle out of him.
Dr. Phil was so on point today, and all of a sudden he comes home and says,
why in the hell did you have those kids landscape the front yard? Those are my plants, and don't touch them again.
I'm not detecting the change from leaving the car to being in the car.
Okay, so what are you protecting now? The train going by?
Your theory
No,
was...
I'm just not a real foul person.
You're just not a yeller. You're not the yelling type. You can't really... We're not listening to you. We're listening to him.
Right.
You're not yelling as you. You're yelling as him. So even though you're not the yelling type, I'm asking you to close your eyes if you have to and feel as if you're him. And really let it go.
I just can't.
You can't do it.
Well, if he's doing that, then...
But it sounds like it was a little small, stupid thing.
Nitpicky
Yeah,
things.
just that
And
really didn't matter.
Well, that's an interesting point, though. Since it doesn't matter and it's such nitpicky things, should they really have that big an impact on this woman that she has to have her whole life be completely altered?
Well, that's probably what she was saying. She was probably saying, it's just a friggin' plant, idiot.
Oh, jeez. Well, if she would have said that back to him, like, I know a lot of women who would say exactly that.
Yes.
He might have been caught in his tracks, to keep the train references going here, Terry.
Right.
That sounds healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real healthy.
And maybe he would have thought twice about his next nitpicky comment. But she'd probably just cower like a wilted daisy. Oh, geez, was she whispering to her 7.5-year-old daughter?
Going to the school now.
Yeah, it's time for school.
Have a good day.
No, I'm outside my daughter's school. She's got to go.
Mommy's trying way too hard to win $100.
What station was this again?
Who are the jackasses making me work so hard?
I'm missing the Kate and Alley computer giveaway for this. Deanna.
Yes.
You just can't become him, and that's a credit to you? Is that how we should take this?
Yeah.
But again, because they were such little trivial things...
That's crazy.
Was that his only flaw? And I know it's a never-ending flaw, but is that the only flaw he had, was picking on you over stupid stuff?
Well, no.
Did he have a really small wiener?
I believe money was more important to him than anything else.
He was too focused on money, not enough love, there wasn't enough love making, all that stuff, or is any of that not apply?
It does.
I mean, do you need a good romp session at least twice a week, or what?
Wow. Oh, yeah. I have a 27-year-old boyfriend.
You do?
Oh, she's getting the young boy.
And he gives you everything your husband could never dream of.
Well, nobody's fun to be with.
That's some sweet revenge right there.
Was your husband not getting it done for you sexually, or what?
After the point where he didn't really care how I felt, yeah.
Yes, and that point was like, after I do, or?
Yeah, right.
Pretty much.
You're gonna take it and like it.
Because you like being pounded, Deanna, don't you?
Well, that's what he thought.
Who has the bigger schlong, the 27-year-old new boyfriend or your ex-husband there?
About the same.
Really?
Wow. But it's just what they do with it.
It's a push.
It's a push.
Is it the fact the 27-year-old uses it better, or he just uses it more?
It's the tenderness is there.
It's the tenderness. So she doesn't like being thrown up against the wall, her hair pulled.
No, she doesn't like the roughness.
Or yelled at.
Yeah, a little bit of that's okay.
Oh, you like that too?
She likes her meat tenderized.
And he does it well.
27-year-old ever finish in your face?
Whoa!
Did I say that out loud? Too?
Out loud.
Oh. Well, the 7.5-year-old daughter's at school already. So.
I understand that,
Yes.
but jeez.
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Listen to her. She's starting to loosen up a little bit.
If I didn't ask that question, you know Kate Nally would have, Terry. So how did that?
Yeah,
MySpace.
She's starting,
You got a MySpace, or?
It's called Old Space.
Oh, jeez. She's not. She's a young 44.
She's got a 27-year-old boyfriend.
You're 44, right? Is that what you said?
45.
45. Yeah, it's hot. You look good?
Well, yeah.
I'm all right.
You're in shape?
Yes.
Was your husband...
What shape? Well, yeah, the shape was a pear.
You work out at all, or no?
Yeah, I do a little bit of yoga, walking.
Do you do the hot studio yoga, or the room temperature?
I do everything on my own.
You do?
Oh, well, Steven does yogurt.
How did you meet
But he goes to a club for that.
Yeah. How did you meet your boyfriend?
How did I meet my boyfriend? It was a friend of a family that I knew. That I know, excuse me.
And you feel younger than ever. You feel younger now than when you were 30.
He re-energized her.
Well,
it helps, I'll tell you.
Wow.
Do you live with him?
He lives with me.
Oh, all right, easy.
She owns this house.
She's the man in the relationship
Damn it.
now.
Yeah.
I'm the one
She's
in
got a bigger schlong than all of them.
Why did you cover my hot dog with mustard?
Throws it back at him.
Deanna, I want to be the first to congratulate you.
Ooh, good job, Deanna.
You have won in the dollar bill game. Better late than never. And you know what? Maybe after all the grief you put up with, wouldn't it be a nice bit of fate if you won a brand new car?
Yes. That'd be awesome.
Would that be awesome?
It would be awesome.
Would that be awesome?
It'd be awesome.
Oh, I think it'd be awesome, Terry.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Deanna, the best is yet to come because right now,
oh boy,
we put you on hold. And you talk to a man who loves his food smothered in condiments.
Okay. Did you want me to read the number or no?
Trust you.
Yeah.
You sound like a very trustworthy lady. And when they have you at the front desk and you're collecting your $100 bill, they'll take a little glimpse at your dollar bill just to make sure it's all on the level.
Okay.
All right.
So don't spend it.
Yeah, don't spend it.
Yeah. Don't give it to lunch for your daughter for lunch money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you. Hang on the line, love.
Way to go, girl.
Congratulations. You know, this Saturday is the day you take that key down to the Scion and try to stick it in to win.
All right, baby.
Are you ready?
Whoa.
Are you ready to stick it in to win, Deanna?
I'm ready to stick it in to win, T-Man.
Oh, geez, sorry. Hang on. Trying way
She
too
can
hard.
yell now.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that?
Trying way too hard to sound young.
Yeah, baby.
Good job. Congratulations.
Hey,
Nice.
I'm only
Triple
28.
five.
Whoa.
555. Read off the number for me real quick.
Guys, the little ones are funny, huh?
3.
Yeah.
555E. Good stuff.
Good stuff, yeah. God, that sounded really phony. Good stuff. I really don't want to talk to you anymore.
Are you going to work this morning? Where are you headed?
I still don't care.
Yeah, it's down at school. How old's the little one?
Oh, gee. Oh, yeah. I like
What
them
grade
young.
is that? Nice.
Can I come to the Valentine's Day party?
Oh, jeez.
The T-Man.
The number of single women buying homes is double the number of single men.
Oh.
A new study says for the first time ever, single women have equal access to money, social status, and power.
Yeah, how'd that happen? Who was the first soft fruity guy to let these women out of the kitchen?
Soft fruity guy. Whatever.
What the hell is going on?
That's great, though.
The
That's
number of
awesome.
single women buying homes is double the amount of
Yes.
single men?
Good job, ladies.
Well, that sounds like it's quite the accomplishment, but when you actually sit down and figure out why that is, it'll make perfect sense to everyone, and I'll explain it to you before you get too rah-rah-y about it, Terry, all right?
Why?
And you were already starting getting very rah-rah-y about it.
Yes, absolutely.
No, I'm not saying women haven't
I think
made
that's awesome.
great starts, but don't overdo it patting yourself on the back there, honey, because the reality is single men just don't buy homes. Single men are renters. Single men have leather couches. Single men are disgusting creatures that know what's the point of buying my own home, just to ruin it in a week? That's why it's not that big an accomplishment that single women are doubling the amount of single men and buying their own homes. Single men don't buy homes.
It's just easier to have an apartment.
Rent it. If I screw it up, that's the end of the lease. Move on.
Wow.
Pay a little damage cost.
So you're saying that men are not smart financially, then?
Perhaps, if you want to look at it that way. It's if you see it as a bad financial move to rent as opposed to own, then perhaps you have something there. But there can be in some cases, benefits to renting over owning. Depends on how long you're going to live.
Exactly. No,
How does that go again?
Yeah, how do you like that argument?
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
All right.
But maybe women are using the money they've gotten in the divorce settlement and they're buying houses.
Oh, wow. Take that,
Because
asshole.
they were in. Oh, jeez.
Whoa,
Oh, he's hairy.
Sorry.
That's what she said to JD last night. Right there.
Miss Steiner. Because they were intolerable buds
doesn't do
and they couldn't be lived with on a long-term basis.
Intolerable buns.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I think that it's a very interesting stat nonetheless.
But I think that's good, though, still.
Men are
I mean,
just
hey,
lazy.
rah-rah anyway.
Men don't want to clean a whole house.
You want a rah-rah anyway?
Yes.
They didn't say houses, by the way. They didn't say women are buying houses.
That's true, I
But
guess.
still,
This
they're
is going for
actually...
condos.
and it's still in their name.
Not exactly a house.
Well,
Stupid condos.
Oh.
So you're paying more for this apartment than I am?
Stupid condos? Okay.
Yes, a condo.
Okay.
whoa.
Jeez. I'm not Vinny.
We're a
I'm not
little...
Vinny. I don't just swear on the air whenever I feel
Okay.
Terry came close. What's that now, Stephen?
I don't remember.
Oh, jeez. You just said something 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I do remember. It's not worth it.
Okay.
Well, at least you're honest. Should probably say that more often, actually.
Yes.
But at least you look at gay phone operator. He's like 35, 36, not even close to buying.
He's renting an apartment. Look
Well,
at
he's
Pasty Dave.
unemployed.
Pasty Dave rented an apartment.
He owns
Pretty much
it.
going
Well,
month to
no,
month.
he owns
His
that. That's-
Oh, that one is dead.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not his.
But it'll, if something were to happen, I'm sure he would inherit it.
Is that all yours?
That's not buying
My
a
name
home.
is on the lease. I'm a part owner.
Is the part owner? Who's the other part?
My dad.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah, but it's not yours.
Yeah, because men don't have credit.
Yeah.
Which is actually sad because men,
is sad,
men
but it's
should
true. We
work
accept it and
to
we're fine
keep
with it.
Good credit.
Why?
But you guys want to get laid, right? That's your
geez.
big goal, right?
Huh?
You only rent your house?
And women go, oh, I checked your credit. It's way off, and
Well, I
I'm
think
not giving you this vagina.
No, I think more women do. Yes.
You were 90
yes,
days late on a
absolutely.
bill? I'm outta here.
Look
You're telling
at
me-
a man at their credit and their.
It's more
and their-
stability.
yeah, it is absolutely.
Women
it
check
is.
with 3 credit companies to make sure a man's credit is on point before
Well,
they
they want to know. They want to know that if, like Steven said, for commitment and the future.
You said
that the
getting
guy
laid.
that-
That's different than future.
Well, but in a mindset
Not
of
to
a
a
woman.
woman.
Even a woman who's into a guy and is wondering whether she should start to devote her future to him isn't going to credit sources to look
Well,
into his background.
Right.
They are definitely going to, they're
Maybe
gonna,
looking at his coupon book in his glove compartment to see if there's from months back still sitting in there. But
But they may think you're 30 years old and you don't own your own condo or house or something. I mean, they may look
and
into
you
that
can't
and
get
think,
a credit
and then
card.
he
and
says,
you can't.
and then he looks back at her and says, "Well, I'm a single guy. Now what? That's how single guys live.
and I
We
want to
don't- we
jizz
don't-
up this house and I want to be able to move out. I mean, that's
Yeah. I don't need a house.
Steven.
That's carpeting is so sticky, so
right.
leave it to the next renter to worry about. That's the way the life of the man
So
goes.
women probably have to buy houses because most apartments don't allow cats.
And we like you women are living alone in your own homes, just waiting to be taken down.
Didn't Vincent buy his own house?
Winnie the Pooh?
No.
Oh, I thought he did.
You buy your own house?
Bought my own house? No.
He's a renter.
Renter.
He's a renter! And check with him 10 years from now if he's still single. Renter!
Oh, yeah.
Man, rent! Here's this month's rent!
Sorry, I'm late.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah, that's usually what you say. Sorry, I peed on the carpet last night.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it goes. Now, am I sitting here trying to diminish all the accomplishments of women? No. I'm just saying there's a lot of ways to look at this.
Sure.
Before you get all straining muscles, patting yourself on the back there, Terry, realize this is not as big as an accomplishment as it may seem. All right? You want to rah-rah? You rah-rah!
Rah-rah!
Okay.
Well, makes them feel good about themselves. That's
Absolutely.
worthy of a rah-rah.
The thing that Winnie the Pooh is most excited about this morning is it's just been determined when we're on the T-Man's party plane to Vegas what club has been secured as far as club night is concerned, Terry.
Good.
Now, last year's club night, as we talked about, was in the MGM Grand at some club that we don't even remember the name.
Teatro
Zanzani, yes.
Yeah. It's Teatro something.
Yeah, well, Teatro Zanzani is a downtown dinner club. But anyway.
Y'all get a salad when you walk in.
That's right. Anyhow, this year.
Nice, we should go again.
This year, the T-Man's party plane to Vegas not only will stop and land in McCarran Airport, well, I guess it's the only airport, and then head on over to New York. New York is the hotel of choice this year, but in the Palms Hotel, the Ghost Bar has been secured as far as club night. Is that right? Is that what I was told?
Deal.
That is correct.
Sweet.
Ghost Bar is still very much considered the top club stop on your weekday, weekend night, whatever the case may be.
Cool. Maybe we'll see some celebrities.
I think they have like skyboxes. They have like they have designated kind of joints like that in the Ghost Bar. We have one of those taken care of, or what?
I'm sure we do. I was talking to Karen yesterday, and she said we had like pretty much like full accommodations of the place.
Very nice.
There you go,
There's a
Terry. You
party.
sure you want to go rent a car and go get a dog?
I don't know.
You're gonna be missing out. Not every 41-year-old woman gets a skybox in the Ghost Bar, Terry.
That's true.
Steven cannot wait to not go.
I would go. That sounds fun.
All right.
I mean, I'll sit in the corner if you want me to, so I don't bother anybody.
I
But
think that's a good move.
be nice to see that.
That'll be a lonely corner for you.
Be nice to see how
button-down
the other three-quarters lives.
Steven will be putting on the tight jeans with the plums just bulging out, putting on the striped shirt to sit in his room and do nothing.
I may get a new outfit.
Wow!
I will wear my cowboy hat, though.
Oh, please don't.
All right. They
Stop
will not.
it.
The bouncers will refuse to let you in the Ghost Bar with your cowboy hat on. All right.
They let everybody
And
in.
if they let you in, I'll refuse.
No hats allowed.
But there it is, Terry.
All
Everything
right.
is falling into place for the T-Man's
Sweet.
party plan. I'll
Nice.
tell you that right
All
now.
right. Woo.
I'll tell you that right now.
Gee.
Okay. In the meantime, what else is going on in the world?
I got an interesting little local story for you
Mm-hmm.
about a couple who got microchipped in order to keep track of one another. Actually, it is a 23-year-old girl and a 29-year-old gentleman who got what they call a radio frequency identification transmitter, RFID, and they got them implanted into their arms.
In their arms.
In their arms, and it basically,
like a tracking device.
Yes, pretty much.
It's a little extreme.
Well, you know, got to make sure everything is
On the level.
all sweet in the old relationship. Nobody's doing anything that they shouldn't be doing.
So he has a tracking device in his arm,
Yes.
implanted in his arm.
Yes.
She has a tracking device implanted back like 10 years ago. This was just fantasy-like storylines
I
in
know.
movies where they'd put a chip in your arm.
Right, but
now
no,
you
this
can
is
actually
reality.
do it.
Yes, they did it.
Where,
and it allows-
where are these people living?
She is in Vancouver, and he is here in Washington State.
So local people.
Yeah, local. That's why I said local story.
Oh, you did say local story?
I sure did.
I don't listen to everything you say.
Well, and not only is it a tracking device, but it also allows them access to like their homes and their computers and basically everything. They're wired into everything.
They're a couple with nothing to hide.
That's right. That's love.
You track me, I'll track you.
That's romantic.
Hey, what were you
Yeah,
doing?
isn't it?
What were you doing in West Seattle today? Huh? Well, I said, what were you doing in West Seattle today? I wasn't in West Seattle. Must be a computer malfunction. Next. What happens next?
Yeah.
A glitch.
You cut off your arm and just leave it somewhere for
I mean,
the day.
you think you got every base covered as far as your significant other not being able to cheat on you when you got a tracking device, a computer chip implanted, embedded in their arm. But what if they throw back at you when you have to confront them because there's no reason they should have been in West Seattle? What if they throw back at you? Well, I wasn't there. Must be a malfunction. Ooh. Well, no, this chip seems to be working fine, and it seems to be telling me that you were in West Seattle at 2:33 today. Isn't that the time the bitch gets off work?
Wow.
Wow.
The bitch.
Terry, I'm just saying.
Yeah, bitches in West Seattle don't work.
That's right. They get off work at 2:30 because they all work at coffee shops. Now, Terry.
Yes.
Are you telling me that a couple is going to be more prosperous, more successful as a loving couple because of this chip put in the arm?
Well,
is
they
this
seem
what
to
they're
think
thinking?
So.
Is this what they're thinking?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Is this any way to start out a lifelong relationship? I think not. I mean, you thought it was bad when you got a tattoo when you broke up with your boyfriend.
Or girlfriend.
Now all of a sudden you got to start digging under your skin to get the chip out?
Jeez.
How do you got a chip embedded in your arm anyway? Is there a medical? Is there like some kind of device?
I don't know. Yeah, dogs get it
have
done.
them.
Yeah, they do.
Dogs have chips in their bodies
State
now.
law, I think. You have to have one.
Well, you don't have to have one, but
almost all do.
Yeah, especially ones that are
How long has this been going on?
just in the last couple of years.
So you can track your dog.
Yes, if it gets lost or anything.
And there's been no signs of discomfort on the dog's part in having a chip in their body.
Nope.
They're not peeing out rust.
No.
The chip is metal, right?
I don't know what it is. I thought it was a Pringle. Peeing out salt and vinegar.
Well,
they make those?
Then welcome to the club.
Okay.
But they're putting chips in
dogs.
And now they're putting it in humans.
Yeah, well, these two at least, yes.
I'm looking at my computer readout, and you were driving in a neighborhood that I'm not familiar with today. You want to tell me about this? Is that what you need? Is that what you need, the confrontation like that?
Well, I think that's their point.
Well, maybe I just needed to get my thoughts together because you're making me crazy!
Maybe they shouldn't be together if they're that paranoid.
Well, no, but I think what their point of doing this is to show that,
So they have nothing to hide.
They have nothing to hide.
Well,
and
until you do have something to hide. And then what do? You got to recalculate your chip? Oh, let me void this out. Oh, jeez.
Put it in the dog and send the dog out somewhere.
Yeah, like Steven said, you got to cut off your arm and leave it at the house so you can go out and play.
That's worth it. I just rub a magnet over hers while she's sleeping. Kind of erase it.
I mean, this is absurd.
Well, she's 23. Did I tell you that? She's 23. He's 29.
And how are they I've never heard of any couple coming up with this. Obviously, the technology is there, but I've never heard of any couple doing this. How are they the ones that decided, okay, let's be the ones?
I don't know. Obviously, they have some connections in the technology world.
Right. I see.
Maybe he's a veterinarian.
Yeah, maybe so. The dogs, this works great on the dogs. Let's try it on one another.
And I don't know why, but I started peeing on fire hydrants.
I don't think you can track dogs, though. I just think it's
for like medical purposes, right?
Yeah, and for the owner, and if they get lost.
Yeah, if you get lost. So obviously
they get lost, you can track them.
Well, no, so you know that it's yours.
They know who owns it. They don't.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to a little tag? What's wrong with that? Got tired of the jingle?
That's all we have.
Broken off, and
all we have is a tag.
So your dog doesn't have a chip?
No chip.
He's got other things embedded and planted in him, but
whoa,
not a chip by you.
No chip.
I see. He's not gonna feel any chip after feeling you. Anyway. Well, I don't know what they're doing, Terry.
Very interesting.
I don't even know what it proves.
Well, I mean, and like I said, it allows them access. I mean, they could come to the house at any time and gain entrances to the house because it allows them.
They don't live together.
No.
But they can enter each other's house with the chip.
Yes, with the chip.
And they can check each other's email with the chip.
Absolutely can.
And they can check each other's MySpace with the chip.
Absolutely.
How does that work with the chip? I don't understand.
How does this chip just be the universal key to everything in their lives?
Well, it's probably like a key card type thing.
It's an all-access card.
Thingy, yeah.
Hey, come on.
Yes.
Well, you rub the chip up against the computer and you can look at someone's email?
Probably so. I don't, we have key card entrances and codes and stuff like that, so it could be something like that.
I don't know.
It's a little fishy.
Let me see that story. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tortilla chip. I got it wrong here. Check that.
They just ate at Azteca.
Yeah.
This is all reported by CTV. Is that a Canadian little deal? Wow. This is all to show off their true love, they claim.
Mm-hmm.
Canadians are funny.
Yes.
Oh, silly.
Very nice. They can monitor each other's every move at all times. And it does say they can get into each other's houses and computers and certainly make sure that neither is engaging in any type of infidelity.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he was to find out that she was cheating, boy, he would be pissed.
What if she's checking out on, let me tap into his chip right now and see where he's at. And he's plowing the neighbor. What does she do? Does she believe it? After all they had done to go and symbolize their love by putting these chips in, if she were to actually punch in a code and see, check out his chip, and he's
plowing the neighbor,
and it tells her that he's slamming the neighbor, would she actually believe that?
Well, she has access to his house, so she could drive on down and gain access and go, aha. Or, no, aha.
I think if you had this,
you don't lie.
Yeah,
you'd try to beat the chip more than you would.
Wow, beating the chip.
What if some coworker is lusting after her and reprograms his chip to make him look like a bad guy?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, what if he's in West Seattle buying flowers for her?
Yeah,
that's
what
I
are you
think
doing
about
to my
that.
story?
Nonsense.
And then he cuts off his face and changes it with somebody else's.
Cock and bull story.
Cock and bull story, Terry.
I thought it was cool when I had a calculator watch. Boy,
What do you expected me to do with a cock and bull story? What are you doing ripping up my story? What do you expect me to do with a cock and bull story? Don't throw cock and bull stories at me. You won't find them in the garbage. Now, what's next?
What next?
Oh, there was 2 on there, actually.
Yeah.
I need that back.
Oh, you need that back?
All of my stories were on that page.
Mm-hmm.
I like to write them down and, accumulate them as one.
All right, well, then let's go to the phones.
All right.
I haven't opened up the phones yet this morning. 1-866-663-T-MAN. We have, little do you know, ladies and gentlemen, overnight we put chips in all of your arms.
Nice.
We know where you are, and we know you know the number. 1-866-663-T-MAN is the toll-free telephone number. Anything that's on your mind, as far as I'm concerned, is fine with me. And, of course, the text page number for those who would rather just send a more private message via text page.
We like those.
Yeah, that gets read aloud on the air. 973-73. Don't you know? That's 973-73. Don't you know?
I do.
And Curtis is first up. What's up, Curtis?
What's up?
How are you, sir?
Good, thanks. You?
I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
What can we do for you?
Hey, I was just calling about the chip,
What kind of
man.
cock and bull call is this going to be?
I know.
Judge Judy said
I
that
know.
a couple of weeks back there, and we like that line.
Obviously you do.
I said, what kind of cock and bull excuse is that? I mean, Hotshot just loved it.
It's great, man.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard it before.
That's right. Yes, Curtis.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. See, I breed Dalmatians, right? And
Yes.
I've had a chip in my dog for 11 years. There's no way I could put a chip in my woman's. I couldn't deal with that problem because you'd be monitoring them all the time.
You'd get obsessed with monitoring them if you had a chip in your wife.
Yeah, wouldn't you think?
You may be out of something.
Could be. But if you have the mindset, well, okay, they're mine, I don't have anything to worry about. I don't need to be obsessed with it.
Well, then why put a chip in?
You don't
Yeah,
have the
but
chip
why
in the
put
first place.
that's what I mean. Why put a chip in?
You know
it?
that first night you actually got a police scanner, Terry? You
Yeah.
sat there listening forever?
Sure.
You couldn't leave?
Right.
Maybe you didn't. Anyway.
No, I know exactly.
You tend to get a little consumed and addicted.
Right.
Is she going to make a left or a right? Why is she making a left?
Well, you say you've microchipped your dogs. I mean, are you obsessed with your dogs all?
Well, I'm
he had
not really obsessed with my dog.
He had a different
I breed
mindset.
Dalmatians.
He had a
Yeah,
different-
I'm obsessed with a $2,000 dog that gets out. Definitely. I don't want to lose that revenue.
And you've been chipping your dogs for 11 years?
Well, he's my stud. He's had
He's
a
the
chip
big
in him
daddy.
since
Oh, the
for
big
11
daddy.
years.
Yes, the big
He's the
stallion.
moneymaker.
Yes, I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't want to lose that
That's
dog.
like your storm cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know what storm
Yes,
cat is?
I saw
Terry?
that
Oh, I
whole
thought no one
thing
would get that.
on him.
All right, so
God,
he's
he
your
makes a lot of money.
he's your golden goose. Or the-
Yeah.
What is it? What is the goose that lays the God? Never mind. Anyway.
That's right.
Okay. Wow. Very good, Curtis. Thanks. I'm glad we can enjoy that call together. 1-866-663-T-MAN.
Sounds like he enjoyed it a little more than you.
Yeah, I think so.
And Alton is calling. Yes, Alton.
Yeah, I read in an article that the American Academy of Pediatrics wanted to chip every child by age 2010 to take away the possibility of losing your kid or whatever.
Isn't this a George Orwell kind of world now, Terry?
know.
Isn't this a Big
scary.
Brother kind of event if we're putting chips in all human beings so they can be tracked at all times?
I mean,
I don't want to be tracked. You don't want to track me, trust me.
I
You
don't.
know
Really, I don't.
You don't want to know where I'm going after the show today.
No, I don't. Right.
Okay, where am I going?
I don't know. Well, I know that nowadays,
And,
too, with technology and computers, they do finger. You don't even need IDs anymore. Passwords. They have computers that read.
Yeah, Greg, the internet guy, asked me if I wanted one of those
Did
too,
he?
so I can log
I
on
saw
just by
one
a
of those.
fingerprint. Yes, that
Yeah.
was years ago. He asked me if I wanted that, and I just felt creeped out by it.
Well, the
It is very
RFID
weird.
Mm-hmm. So
The RFID that you're referring to is
Yes.
about half the size of a grain of rice. And
the
can be
size.
injected just like in a dog. There can't be altered, and you would
Well,
carry
what
it
is
around
the device that injects it? How does it get? How does it get?
Needle? What? What
Well,
kind
how
of
do they
needle?
inject it into a dog? I'm curious. I never heard of such a thing.
Essentially, they put saline solution behind a 14-gauge needle. They jab it into any area of your body.
So any area of your body works as far as housing this little half a grain of rice chip.
It's like the.
If you wanted a little mole on your face to add a little spice, you could put it right under your eye.
That's just my microchip.
Each one has its own individual ID number.
Mm-hmm.
So each one can't be altered, pre-programmed.
Right.
And
but there isn't a specific part of the body. Any part of the body will do.
Yeah, usually.
Okay, I'll go ask for 2,000. They put them in the neck.
Usually it would work best in your hand because, well, then you can just wave your hand through a scanner or a sensor of some form. After all, you don't want to be sticking your butt through the thing.
Or imagine if you put in your private part. Here, let me go.
So you think this is positive? Do you think this is positive technology progress, that we can all have chips in our children so they can be tracked at all times? Do you think that's a good thing?
No, personally I don't.
And why is that?
Because if you have any knowledge of hacking computers, you could track your ex-wife and stalk her down. You could.
Whoa. Easy.
Okay, leave him left.
Yeah.
I'm glad you could enjoy the call there. Thanks, sir.
I think it leads to more evil than good.
All right.
All right.
Or, yeah, potentially, yes.
And what if there's like a Y3K and we all just shut down?
We're all frozen, like people from Pompeii.
Because Y2K didn't pan out, but Y3K, all the chips and people we're just frozen on the streets. We can't do anything.
If we're still live in Y3K, we'll have bigger problems than that, probably.
Yeah.
By the way, Gay's going to call his doctor and ask for a 14-gauge injection later.
Because he only got a 13 last night?
Yeah. It's time to upgrade.
Got it.
Elasticity's going away, so.
This does seem like a stalker's little bit of haven, Terry.
Oh, yeah, it does, yes.
To be able to sit there on your computer and monitor every move that the person that you have the access to their computer chip, where they go.
Yeah, it does.
Dave! Yes, Dave.
Hello?
Yes, Dave.
Yeah, I want to respond to this chip thing.
Yes.
We cannot allow this, T, man. This is going back to the castration of man.
Oh.
This is
We can obviously
this is
see the connection.
invented by a woman just to keep checks. I mean, come on now. My girl could just come in my house at any time I want by waving her hand. Oh no, we just can't allow this. Checking up on my every move. This is spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember, it is a two-way street here with that story.
Yeah, that's fine. That part of it's fine.
You know, that's not
if it was invented by a man, it was some nerdy guy who was married to a model who was just real insecure about him taking her dough.
So you don't envy this couple that has decided we will show off our love by being one of the first couples, if they're not the first, to put chips voluntarily into each other's arms so that they have a nothing-to-hide policy in their relationship.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I mean, I don't got nothing to hide, but that don't mean I want people watching my every move.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, who wants their every move watched, Terry?
Well, the big man already does. We all know that the government's tapping our phones without our knowledge.
geez.
So.
Wow.
So now I'm to believe my girlfriend is the government spy checking on little old Dave? I mean,
Little old Dave. I'm just chilling here, honey.
Yeah, don't let that nickname get around the neighborhood. Anyway, Dave, your point is well taken. Thank you very much for the call.
All righty,
Take care. The man watches private moments. Is he entitled to that or what, Terry?
Sure, if you
Can the
want
man
to.
pick his nose and pigs?
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, yeah, Hot Shot's going number 2 again. All right. Glad I'm watching this.
Again?
How do I maximize this on the computer? This is very interesting.
Right.
Jesus.
Michael from Puyallup. Yes, Michael.
Yeah,
Men are outraged by this. Men are taking this, and especially this couple in specific, Terry. I believe men think that this guy was roped into this situation by his girlfriend. He's one of those pussification of men kind of guys who didn't know how to tell his girlfriend, no, I'm not into this idea, and now is living in a life with a relationship going on where he is just feeling the heaviness of the girlfriend like no man ever has before. And a lot of men have felt that heaviness. And the fact that this man is now taking it to the next level is just not an enviable situation. Yes, Michael.
Well, he'll know where she is when he wants to kill her.
Wow,
See, I think the reason why they both took the chip is because it was kind of a give and take situation. Well, the guy's 29, and the girl's 23.
Yes.
So
how is that relevant?
He doesn't want her, getting hit on by a younger guy.
All right, and the chip will send off a code immediately if a younger guy approaches her?
Yeah, or, something like, it's in the skin, so...
Yeah, we got a 626. We got a 626. Wait, what kind of? It's going to send off some kind of alarm when she's being flirted with by some younger guy. You think that's the way he?
She might think she's like She might think that he is attractive, and it will send off like infrared. Like she's getting hot.
Yeah. Everyone's imagination starting to go crazy.
I know she's getting hot.
Yes.
Oh, watch out!
Her heart's beating a little too fast, and she's not on a treadmill.
Then you get on your magic dragon and chase her down.
And
Michael,
and vice versa, the guy will be in his house, doing his little thing, and all of a sudden she'll be like, honey, what are you doing?
Oh, jeez. I hate to think that we're using our imaginations too much, but who would have thought we'd have gotten to this point?
Right.
Exactly.
Michael,
I don't like it.
From the sound of your voice, you don't have much to worry about, so don't worry about it.
Oh, that's funny, T-Man.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
No offense. Oh,
that's funny.
Charles trusts you. It's okay. Or as you like to call him, Chaz. Come on, Chaz. Anyway, let's see. Teresa.
Yes, hi.
How are you?
I am doing well.
What do you got?
Well, I was thinking, the whole chip thing's a little weird and kind of scary to me. But at the same time, there's a lot of child abductions these days. And I'm thinking if we did implant them in our children, there would probably be a higher success rate of getting our children back.
I said the Amber Alert's good enough.
What was that?
The Amber Alert's good enough. Nice progress. Leave it alone.
Unless we're on a side street.
Yeah.
That's not going to work too well.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, you can't have everything.
Yeah, but it is scary, all the child abductions, so,
I understand. I have a child, and everyone worries about that, but hey, law of averages says it won't be yours. It's good enough for me.
Well, that's true.
You have another if you lose that one.
I need to put a chip in Corey Haim Tepper's arm, Terry.
Or maybe you can have it removed when they're 17 or something.
Well, I was thinking
on
that,
their birthday,
when they're children, maybe it'd be good to have them, and then when they're older, they can take them out if they want.
Stolen.
Shoplift your kid.
Right. All right.
If only we'd have left the chip in one more day.
You see what this couple's done?
Well, very interesting.
The kidnappers are waiting till the 18th birthday to swipe the kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Leave the doctor's office. Okay, the chip was removed. Let's go. Let's move.
Well, then you could program the chip so they don't have premarital sex or do drugs or drink or anything until they're 18 as well.
I think Stephen's point is, where does it end, Terry?
I think Stevens actually likes that idea.
I think so, too. He's microchip Ben already.
Craziness.
It is.
Find this crazy couple for me. Bring them to the microphones. Bring them to the airwaves. There's no love there.
Let me punch them up.
Oh, Jesus.
Powers. Eric Powers.
Ultimately, I'm the guy who pulled the trigger, fired the round that hit Harry. And you can talk about all of the other...
Okay, I'm glad it came out and cleared that up about 3 weeks later, Terry.
Okay.
Because we were very confused. And it has been confirmed. He stepped forward and said he pulled the trigger. No one was convinced.
Ultimately, I'm the guy who pulled the trigger that fired the round that hit Harry. And you can talk about all of the other conditions that existed at the time.
He's hunting with a guy named Harry, Terry.
It's like a joke. It's like a skit.
These are two old guys.
I know. Hunting with Harry.
Because I don't know if you could hunt with a Harry that's under 50.
I don't think you can.
Can you?
No.
A couple of Harrys? Maybe a couple, but they're not hunters. So you can't hunt with a Harry under 50.
So if Harry has a gunshot wound, then he has a hairy hole.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I'm the guy who pulled the trigger that fired the round that hit Harry. And you can talk about all of the other conditions that existed at the time, but that's the bottom line.
The vice president's been under intense pressure to step forward and say something.
He's accepting accountability now, Terry, after 3 months.
Yeah.
However long it's been.
Is there any way I can get out of this? No.
Okay. I better say something before the guy dies.
Right.
'Cause I think the way it looks now, Terry, he's probably going to die.
Oh, my gosh. I know.
So now he's stepping forward and laying his very solemn felt thoughts. Not that he doesn't feel them genuinely.
Right.
He probably feels as bad as he says, but, I mean, just this... When you're hunting quail don't really fly, right?
No,
so you're just
really.
shooting into the woods?
Well, yeah,
you're shooting
kind
pretty
of.
much level from where you're standing?
They'll go up a little bit, but I mean...
Isn't some joker just hiding from his family going to get just shot one of these days, or just about every other day that someone's hunting, or what?
It happens all the time. Hunting accidents happen all the time.
Oh, they do. Like crazy.
I live for
You love them.
More people would get disfigured.
Oh, jeez.
Conditions that existed at the time, but that's the bottom line.
The vice president's been under intense pressure to step forward and say something.
Right.
Appearing on Fox News Channel's special report with Britt Hume.
No, it's such an unfriendly atmosphere for him to appear on Fox News, Terry. With Britt Hume, who could barely move his mouth.
Something called the Fox News.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know Michael Moore's tearing up some... He's tearing apart some footage here, Terry.
You
Clear off
think?
a whole shelf in Blockbuster. We're coming.
Which go-go song works with this story?
Appearing on Fox News Channel's special report with Britt Hume.
Right.
He says that right after the shooting, he ran over to find his friend laying on his back, bleeding with obvious wounds to his face, neck, and chest.
Oh, me face doesn't, Jack!
Obvious wounds.
I fired, and there's Harry falling. And it was, I'd have to say, one of the worst days of my life.
As for why neither the vice president or anyone from his office or the White House quickly released word of the shooting, Cheney says his immediate concerns were for Whittington and his family.
What if he just came out with us? Well, we're just hoping to sweep this under the carpet, but obviously that's not going to happen now, so... It's the way he talks. It's always so...
Have some fun.
Man.
Lighten up.
He was trying to have some fun, but look what happened.
I guess shooting lawyers can be fun.
Shooting lawyers would be a nice sport for a lot of people. Yeah. And the fact that he had they're saying he may have had some alcohol in his system.
Whoa.
Only adds to the fun and frolics.
Woo, party.
Mm-hmm.
Wish he had like crank in his system or something like that. Awesome.
Cheney says his immediate concerns were for Whittington and his family. He insists he was also determined to make sure the story that got out was accurate.
And there's no, it was not Harry's fault.
Really?
Sure?
You sure don't want to blame Harry?
Way.
Well, he was asking for it.
Yeah, Harry threw a grenade at me.
Well, there were some people that say that he stepped in the spot that he wasn't supposed to be, so that's why he said that.
And if he did, he deserved to be shot?
No, he doesn't. You don't deserve to be shot, but when you're hunting, I guess there's some sort of protocol that goes on that you don't stand in front of people.
All right, well, Harry,
yeah, makes sense.
You're in the spot there, Harry. You left me no choice.
Right.
Well, but the person pulling the trigger, too, also...
That's why he's taking responsibility for it.
They're supposed to wear, at least something that allows them to,
Harry, you look
figure
more
out
like
who's the hunter and who's the bird.
Harry, you look more and more like a buck every day.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. Oh, yeah, mistaken Harry for a quail.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, come on.
Ugh.
The only thing better to the story that could have been added if it was the quail was named Dan.
Right.
Was accurate.
And there's no, it was not Harry's fault.
Right.
You can't blame anybody else.
It's nice of you to concede.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who pulled the trigger and shot my friend. And as I say, that's something I'll never forget.
Whittington, still hospitalized but now up and around, is said to be doing well, responding to medication a day after his doctor said that a bit of birdshot entered his heart, triggering a mild heart attack. As for what happens next,
I think the question in the days ahead is whether this story stays alive around the issue of the White House response and whether the president should have been more involved in the initial response and trying to get this information out.
Wow, it's not like President Bush had held a press conference immediately after. My fellow Americans.
Right.
Yeah, my vice president just shot someone.
Yes.
I mean, what?
Well, just rub a little dirt on it and get back out there.
Tape it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. These are some of the things that happen in the war on terror.
Right.
What is he supposed to say? It's not his problem. Well, I mean, it is his problem,
that's
but...
his boy,
That's his boy, but...
God.
Is this going to affect the Halliburton stock at all?
Yeah, okay.
And regarding the use of alcohol on Saturday, some new information. The vice president now says he had a beer with lunch.
Yeah, you gotta have a beer with lunch.
Gotta have at least one.
I gotta wash down the roast beef sandwich.
Yeah, you can't eat quail stew without a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Can't blame the guy for having a beer with lunch.
How many times has someone asked you how much you had to drink? I just one beer.
Yeah, you just had to drink.
Yeah, just one.
Maybe two.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's possible when you're having lunch that you're only going to have one beer, don't you think?
Oh.
Or do you think you have to have more?
It's just the common response when someone asks you if you were drinking. I did have one beer. With lunch.
Yeah, hours ago.
My wife packed me Hawaiian Punch. She knows I don't like that. I don't know why she does, so I bought a beer from the concession stand in the woods here.
And regarding the use of alcohol on Saturday, some new information. The vice president now says he had a beer with lunch.
Right.
That was 5 hours before the shooting. Investigators had already determined that neither Cheney nor anyone else in his party were drinking during the hunt itself.
Ah. Sure, he didn't really take a sobriety test right there in the thick of the woods, right?
Right.
Mr. Cheney, I touch your nose.
Yeah.
Walk this.
Walk this
log, please.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I mean, it was an accident. So, anyone who is a anti-administration person right now and is just saying, "See, I told you," they say, "Come on."
True, it is an accident, but I mean, you're putting guns in the hands of an older gentleman who is known for having heart problems, A.
What? This is the way the country voted. All the gun-loving people got their man in so these kind of days could happen.
Yeah, that happened to my brother once.
But he's fine.
That's what makes this country great.
Yeah. The right to shoot harmless animals. I'm never seeing that in the Bill of Rights. Oh, God. Like he's starving for food, you know.
Okay.
Oh, we get this quail my family can eat.
But that's an anti-hunting thing. That's
old
not.
rich people. I just
My
hate
wife
them.
told me not to go home until I had 3 quail.
I hope they all die soon.
I felt the pressure and I shot my friend.
It's not just old rich people that hunt, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the majority.
I don't think so at all. I think there's a lot of people that hunt in middle America.
Okay, well, I want old rich people to stop hunting.
Mm-hmm. Some young poor people are hunting too, I'm sure. They're just hunting jewelry stores to make them a grill. I don't know what the... So
but you know what?
To me, it's not that big a story. I don't know this guy.
Right.
If he was a family member, it might be a big story to me.
Well, I think...
But I don't know this guy. He was out hunting. As far as I'm concerned, this comes with the territory of going out hunting.
Sure, it does.
The fact that Cheney is on the hook here is... watching him wiggle like this is...
That's what makes it funny.
Definitely fun.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Well,
But aside from that, I mean, it's not a huge story to make.
but if the guy had died,
The guy
or
will
does
probably die. I bet you the guy dies in the next month. Within the next month, the guy dies.
Well, but he's old anyway.
Buckshot. No, if they find
He's
out,
gotta die soon anyway.
I mean,
well, you didn't expect him to live forever, did you?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I mean, due to the buckshot,
Cheney will
if
come
they-
out and say, I don't blame the guy for dying.
yeah, but regardless, it'll be Dick's fault.
That pretty much
Well, if the
does it
guy
for him.
dies, how do you say it's not his fault? I mean,
Well,
it's
what
an
if he
accident,
dies in
but
a
it's-
year?
Well, if he dies in a year, it depends on the autopsy and the cause of death. If he dies as a result of the wounds, then it's Dick Cheney's fault, even though it was an accident. But they all knew what they were getting into when you go out quail hunting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to feel sorry for the guy who died.
That's risky behavior. Yeah, if a guy skydives, you don't feel sorry if his chute doesn't open.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate, but you get it.
It's part of the risk you take when you go skydiving.
Yeah.
thrill seeker.
Bush is just happy someone else did something stupid for once.
I know.
God, you're an idiot. He's calling you an idiot, man.
Yes.
Oh,
Takes a little heat off of him.
Mm-hmm. It is fun to watch, though.
Well, yeah. Jeez.
I'm sorry, it is entertainment.
I know.
You may say that that's a sick point of view, but it's entertainment, baby.
Imagine being the
Watching him have to step up and make a statement like this in his uncomfortable state.
Yeah, what do you
The question is how much does it really, how close a friend was this to him? Was
I
it
guess
really a close
really
friend or just
good
a hunting
friend.
buddy that he got together with once in a blue moon? Or
No,
does he
a good
really know
friend.
the guy that well?
I think
Do you
so.
think he really cares?
Yes.
To what extent? Because I don't know if Dick Cheney really cares about much.
Money.
I think he cares.
I think he cares. I think,
Does he care as much as he revealed the way he looked on the camera yesterday? Is that truly his genuine innermost thoughts? Or does he just have to, force that emotion for publicity's sake.
No, I think he really is truly,
filled with grief.
Yes.
I saw the interview with Brit Hume, and Brit Hume really believed him, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if Brit Hume believed in Stephen by all means.
Something tells me there was a little pressure on Britt to act like he truly believed him either way, whether he believed him or not. Not saying he didn't believe him, but even if he didn't, he would be with a friendly face staring back at Dick Cheney, and that's why he chose to go on Fox News. It seems to appeal to his party. But my question again.
Yeah, and I told you, yes, I think that he truly does care,
right.
and he feels
no one will truly
terrible.
know.
Right. But I mean,
he was a huge donor, too, this guy.
Huge donor.
All right.
I'd just love to see the wife's face. Wait a minute. The vice president shot my husband? What? Jeez.
Well,
all right.
Yeah.
There it is.
I told him not to go hunting.
I'll tell you one thing that is very clear and for sure, Terry.
What?
This story's not going away anytime soon.
No.
This guy's progress, day-to-day health status is going to be followed on a regular basis. Well, he did sneeze today, and we got all concerned.
Write it down, Bob.
You liberals want him to die, don't you?
Oh, my God.
We want you to stop hunting when you're rich and white and stupid. That's what we want.
Wow. So it's more of an anti-hunting thing.
It's just ridiculous. You don't have to go out there and shoot
I don't
animals.
even feel that strongly that way. And yeah, I'm as liberal as charged, Terry. But I don't care. I don't care about this story. I just like watching the wiggling. I like it for its entertainment value.
You like the pressure on the White House.
I don't know if it's pressure on the overall White House. The pressure is apparently mounting on Dick Cheney. I don't know if he is really that bothered as he seems. If he is, fine. If he isn't, interesting. Mm-hmm. Any way you slice it, this story is entertaining.
Yes.
That's all I need. All I ask in life is for entertainment.
We'll go to break so we can watch CNN.
Thank you, Dick.
The T-Man. Get the lick in it in a little bit.
Text pages look interesting so far, Terry. The first one I read certainly caught my eye.
Right.
How can I not catch your eye when it says, Terry can ride my cock and bulls? Yes.
You are ridiculous.
8:54 and 48 seconds. Somebody writes, Harry spelled potato wrong, so Dick shot him. Because it's a reference to Dan Quayle. Yes, the text pages roll in at 97373, don't you know? And quite the stack here this morning, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the stack.
Stack time.
In my hand.
All right.
You can only imagine what some of the text pages have written today.
Oh, boy.
Bonus pages.
But we'll see which ones stand out as far as interesting text pages, and we'll relay them on to you. That's how it works around here. 8:51 and 33 seconds. Somebody writes, at Aerosmith last night they played Cheney's Got a Gun.
Oh, really?
You think that's true?
I don't know.
Was it last night?
There was Aerosmith at the Tacoma Dome, yeah.
Oh, yeah, with Randy Kravitz?
Well, yeah.
Randy Kravitz, yeah.
Yes.
It fits in perfect. Cheney's got a gun. I mean, you can almost think that he's singing it even if he's not.
Sure.
Cheney's got a gun.
All right.
World's come undone.
Oh, boy.
Bushy is on the run. I don't know. Anyway. Anyhow. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would be.
Good solid humor. I bet they did.
Oh, jeez. 8:49 and 4 seconds. Somebody writes, I think they should plant a chip in Schwager to track his semen release.
Oh. Whoa.
He's such a mangina. Kick him out of the dysfunctional family, T-Man. Kick him out.
Okay, someone else can track it.
Not it.
There's a quart low, T-Man. Something's going on there.
Quart low. Wow.
8:44 and 5 seconds. T-Man, I don't know why, but every time you read one of my text pages, which is quite often, I must say, you make me wet. I want to thank you for that.
I thought it was going to go, you make me want to poop. All I smell is poop. I'm sorry.
Signed.
Easy, dude.
Signed, Brenda.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
Does your mom live in the 360?
Well, who knows? She's a bit of a vagabond.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
A vagabond mom. Vagabond mom's got a gun. What's that now, Terry?
You don't want to call back there, Brenda?
I don't know if I want to call back a Brenda.
Well, you know. Get her all worked up.
Okay, what else is to read here? Next page. T-Man, can you please explain why Bellevue can be so hot and so damn cold-blooded at the same time? Signed, Corey. I don't know what they mean by that, Terry.
I don't either.
Well, it's in the teens today, according to Stevens. It's not going to be hot.
They're referring to the level of attraction on the people that live over in Bellevue.
There you go.
So they're attractive people yet cold-blooded?
Yes, maybe that's it.
I don't think they could be referring to the temperature over in Bellevue. It's not like they're having a heat wave and the rest of King County is freezing their ass off.
Right. I like your first.
But I was at the Bellevue Nordstrom the other day, and there are hotter girls in there than any club I've ever seen.
Oh, jeez.
Any club?
It's shocking.
Yeah, the Bellevue Nordstrom is the best club around here.
Wow.
They should just put a little...
A big disco ball, have it drop out of the sky.
It's unbelievable.
Disco balls, Terry, yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, they still have fog.
The floor that lights up when you stand on it.
8:34, 15 seconds.
You'd love it.
Bee Gees making an appearance today. Do the chips measure hormone levels, T-Man? My psycho ex-wife would use the chip to get to my son. This is a horrible idea and a dangerous precedent that has been set. He's worried about the ex-wife being able to track the son, maybe to stick him in the car one day and racing for Iceland.
Oh, wow.
You ever race for Iceland, Terry?
No. But maybe I should try.
Eventually you start running out of breath.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No one's raced for Iceland.
Oh, jeez. 8:33 and 44 seconds. Those who are on the run and trying not to be discovered may race for Iceland.
Okay. You don't have to race. No one's there.
T-Man, sounds like a great idea. Put the chips in pedophiles. All right? I'll work on that.
Okay, go.
8:31 and 42 seconds. My girlfriend is going to jail today. Signed, Tank Dog.
Nice,
Do you have a party for that? Do you have a little way of making the day as moment? Do you do anything at all, or just wave goodbye?
Depends on how long she's going.
Kiss on the forehead.
Yeah,
life sentence.
I mean, after she goes and you drive away from the jail to send her off, is there a thing you must do? Do you go to a bar? Do you get some friends together? Do you go straight to somebody else's joint? You know what I'm saying, Terry?
Right.
Is there a protocol here? When you send your girlfriend off to jail?
Well, I haven't sent too many girlfriends off to jail, so I don't know.
Duh lie. Anyway.
But his name's Tank Dog, so I'm sure he runs with a couple people that may be a little rough.
Sure, Tank Dog is in a jail cell himself.
Carl, not having his
nice,
girlfriend go
Terry.
to jail. Wow.
So a man named Tank Dog must have seen a jail cell? Why do you make that?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe got a DUI sometime.
All right, whatever.
That's what you meant. Right, exactly.
I'm not the one who said he was a ruffian by the name Tank Dog.
It's a rough crowd, man.
Hey.
Guy's named Josh. Don't have girlfriends that go to jail.
It was white-collar crime.
Right.
Yeah.
Tax evasion.
Yeah, tax evasion.
8:37 and 7 seconds. Somebody writes, a recent survey shows that 99% of homosexuals check their messages using their thumbs. Don't try to change it now. I don't get it. All right.
Oh, you don't get gay humor.
And you do?
No, I don't get it.
I mean,
I don't get half the things that you say. So.
Hey, T-Man, now that all of Greater Seattle knows about the billboard because of the big article in the Seattle PI today, I think it's time for the Great Magoo to share it with Steeler fans via MySpace and email. Well, I've actually considered, and I think I've talked about this, Terry, if there's enough of a buzz on this email here, on this billboard here in Seattle, if there is that naked visual perhaps outside of the billboard,
naked visual
down below the billboard, let's say 2 in the morning on a Friday night slash Saturday morning or Saturday night slash Sunday morning, maybe I'll put one up in Pittsburgh.
Oh, cool.
Can't deny them their fun of all that goes into being a part of a naked visual, Terry. The candlelight visual down below the billboard.
Right.
If there is that spontaneous get-together over the weekend, maybe I'll be inspired to throw it up in Pittsburgh just to taunt their asses.
Come on, people. Get it done.
Yeah.
I love 2 a.m.
8:28 and 40 seconds. Vinny the Pooh and Stephen Kilbreth robbed me of my rightful spot on the party plane last year.
Really?
I want blood if I don't make it this time. Stephen is a dickhead.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Okay.
Trying to tell us something?
A little bit.
Okay.
Wonder why I hate Steve.
What did you do, Stephen?
I don't know. I figured I would have a spot on the plane.
Well, this listener felt the more rightful.
I work here.
The listener felt the more rightful owner of that spot on the plane was him and not you.
Well, Stephen wouldn't really be taking advantage of it, right? I mean, Stephen doesn't want to go to Vegas. Is that what he's suggesting?
Well, we'll have to call him back.
Stephen has no business in being in Vegas. He has there's no comfort level when it comes to
enjoy
Stephen
Las
in
Vegas. I think it's a lot of fun.
Stephen fits in just fine.
Well,
it's for all comers.
It is. Whoa.
Matter of speaking. Now, do you want to call this guy back to see why he's really feeling that serious about his statement, or just let it slide?
Well, I want to see my future roommate in Vegas.
You roomed with Stephen last year?
I did.
That's a damn shame. You guys had roommates?
What's wrong with that?
I did, yeah.
You didn't have
I mean,
fun?
no, I just mean rooming with anybody. I mean, no offense to you, Stephen, although I would choose many before you. Sorry to say, I don't need...
I think that's not true. I think, I would keep a clean room, and I wouldn't tell all your dirty little secrets and all that kind of stuff.
Whoa, dirty little secrets.
So if I bring some listener hoe back to the room, you wouldn't maybe you wouldn't come right out and say it, but there'd be all these little suggestions during the year. Not that I would do such a thing. Not in my makeup.
That's why you're in a room.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do like his aspect that he throws out of being clean, because cleanliness is very important when it comes to having a roommate, if you have to have one.
It's 24-hour maid service. How clean can you be?
That's true. Good point.
Well, but you roomed with Gay when you were in Las Vegas, and there was like pizza boxes stacked up everywhere.
That's messy?
Yeah, okay. The T-Man wouldn't like that.
I had Shelly Hart.
But those pizza boxes were there for like an hour. They were fresh.
I visited you in the room, and that was not a pleasant place.
Well, talk to the big guy that was bedridden.
Oh, dude.
Right, I'm not saying it was you. I'm just saying it was...
So are you calling the dude back or what?
Should I call the dude back?
Yes.
Let's see what he's just joking around.
Hotshot wants to meet his new roommate, damn it.
Yeah. See if I can borrow a striped shirt. We're hitting the town.
You have to admit, Steven's shirt would not fit you.
No.
Not that he's Kenneth Cole style, but,
6XL Kenneth Cole.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hey, what's up? We got your text page. You're
How
on
you
the
doing,
air.
T-Man?
How are you, sir? You
I'm doing all right.
You sound pretty fired up here. You don't think Steven belongs in Vegas? You don't think Steven deserves a spot on the party plane? A man has put in 10 years of service here
Yes,
at
he
Cube
has.
93, and you deserve that spot on the plane over him? You want to expand, elaborate on this thought?
Well, what's the point of sending somebody who's not even going to gamble?
Oh!
He gambles. He played war.
I played blackjack, played
Yes.
craps.
You did. You
He
did.
gambles, he can make it back to the room to go number 2.
Don't count.
And he did well, too, at the tables, I remember.
Did you really play for any kind of stakes, Terry?
Well,
Not T-Man style
no,
stakes, but for...
so
any
not everybody, we can't all lay out,
It's relevant.
a couple hundred or grand
Relative,
or so.
you mean.
What did I say? Relevant?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I messed up.
So,
First time in 7 years.
Mark it on the calendar.
even relatively
Boy, but he's
speaking,
admitting it. That's the... That's
relatively speaking, did he...
Liberals do.
Really? Did he bet enough that would be corresponding with his income? Doubtful, Terry.
Well, but that's not him anyway. But for him
He
to
played the
even
nickel slots
no, but
with
for
my
him
comfort
to
zone.
even gamble, and he even went outside his,
Your
his
comfort
a little
zone.
bit.
But it got to be more than gambling. Why else is the guy?
You don't get a rush in gambling unless you
went
go
to a-
outside your comfort zone. Any true gambler knows that.
I bet I can gamble this guy under the table.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa! You want to bet on it?
Yeah.
Sir, do you want to say anything on your behalf, or is that pretty much all you needed to say on the text page?
You play online poker, don't you, T?
Mm-hmm.
I was on there last night. Everybody, the whole country is talking about your billboard.
All right, well, that's good. I didn't know they were talking about it on online poker, but that's wonderful. I don't know what the tie-in is.
Did you have a nice little chit-chat while you were playing?
Hey, I got 2 aces. You see T-Man's billboard? Is he trying to suggest that in the online poker rooms they're talking about my billboard?
It's becoming a chat line?
Come on.
Buttering you up to get on the plane.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
It didn't sound as tough as his text page would have suggested, did he, Terry?
No.
He wants blood? Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah,
He
doesn't
wanted
want
blood, said his text page.
He's a weenie.
Wow. Even Terry's.
Steven's manlier than he is.
Terry.
Whoa.
God, he must be a weenie.
Terry, Steven is the least manliness
I
of any person walking the planet.
Wow.
So what does that say about that guy?
Steven, where do you fall in on manliness amongst guys on the planet?
I wouldn't say the least.
Oh, jeez.
Not the least.
That's a bit of a stretch.
But you've obviously
I have more
resigned yourself-
manliness than I do muscle, apparently. So.
The fact that your voice squeaks when you say muscle pretty much confirms that.
Yeah, he's never said it. His vocal cords aren't trained to say it.
Right.
Yeah, how do you say that word?
Not familiar with the word muscle?
Well, we can't all be as buff as you, Hutch.
Wow.
So before he could even come back with a retort.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, I don't have any retorts anymore. They're all given for me.
Fruit-covered retort.
8:28 and 39 seconds, Terry. Would you like a chip so you can track JD? Says somebody at 8:28 and 39 seconds.
okay.
Did I mention that? Yes.
That's all right.
Oh. Terry makes enough calls to understand his whereabouts from minute to minute.
Or she may actually just trust him.
How about that?
Really?
8:27 and 56
amazing.
seconds. I'm in Paulsbo and I cannot find a picture on the PI.
On the PI? Well,
How hard? I mean, are always people going to be calling in saying they can't do this, they can't do that?
Yes.
yes.
Here now, I was getting annoyed when people would call in and say, T-Man, I can't drive out to the billboard. I was getting annoyed on that. Now you're telling me you can't find the story in the PI? It's on page D2.
Sports section.
In the sports section.
Jeez.
Again, why they consider this a sports story, I don't know. This is a complete, overall, lifetime kind of story. Should have been on the front page of every section. But I guess that's not their policy. So they put it in the sports section on the other side of the front page with a big picture of the billboard. Is there any more ways we can lay it on your doorstep?
No.
Literally?
We have to buy the paper.
I'm sure you could go online.
Go down to the old Paulsbo Bakery. Get a homemade bear claw and steal their paper.
Oh, wow.
It's a great place if you've never been.
Is it?
I'm in Paulsbo, and I cannot find a picture on PI. I don't understand that. Please send me the pic, please.
Maybe they don't understand what the PI is.
Maybe they're on the website. Does
You should still be able to, shouldn't you?
Yeah, you don't even need to go out and buy the paper. All you need is a computer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
If you go to the website, the Seattle Post-Intelligencer website, do they have the picture of the billboard on the online version of the story or what?
You think 25 cents would be easier than having a computer?
Well, it's 50 cents.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it is 50 cents. I haven't bought a paper.
They should go on strike again.
Yeah. It's difficult because I can't even spell it. It's P-I, right?
Wait, what now?
It's there, he said.
The picture's there, too?
I just saw the article is here. I'm just seeing if the picture is actually
That was the question.
Oh.
Yes. The entire article is here.
All right. Does it include the picture? You have to buy the paper to see the picture?
It doesn't look like there's a picture of the
Really?
That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
There's no picture, yes.
Wow. All right. So you got to go out and actually leave your homes and
Paulsbo
bring a quarter.
50 cents.
Oh, it's 50 cents?
50 cents.
And buy the paper to see the actual billboard.
Or just take all the papers out and leave them for everybody to take.
Mm-hmm. Stephen, you're such the Robin Hood, let me tell you. 8:26 and 52 seconds. I have my 3-pound chihuahua chipped. They put it in the back of his neck, and he never feels it.
Oh, sweet.
How do you know?
Well, you think he's chasing his tail all the time.
Yeah.
Trying to get that pain out of his neck. Literally and figuratively. 8:25 and 54 seconds. They can chip our dicks. Everyone watch out. This is where the world is headed.
Chip our dicks.
They're going to chip our dicks, Terry.
Like
and of
you are.
course, this text pager is referring to the story you read earlier about the couple that voluntarily chipped each other.
Correct.
Because they have nothing to hide in their relationship. There are little microchips in his and her arms.
Mm-hmm.
So that whenever they feel the need, they can look into the other's whereabouts.
Right. Now, to get access into the house, if your dick was chipped, do you get it out like a wand?
Oh, jeez. Terry, you sound curiously turned on.
The text pager is obviously.
Terry, so far all that's happening is a couple is just checking each other's whereabouts. He's out at the billboard naked with a candle. How big a chip is needed for Terry's wizard sleeve? Right, somebody. 8:25 and 60 seconds. Oh, just
size of a big old truck.
8:25 and 14 seconds. Damn it, T. I'm not going to graduate on time because I freaking switched school districts and I lost 2 credits in the process. Can you talk to my principal for me? Please, you have a lot of power. Yes, and that's how I'm going to use it.
That would suck.
8:25 and 1 second. T-Man, are you aware that your billboard is posted on Fancy Pants Lance's MySpace? Did you give him permission, or should you punch out his veneers? Well, now that it's in the PI, I mean, the whole process of trying to make people go out to the billboard is kind of a moot point. However, don't think you're going to get the same kind of rush that you get when you're standing under that billboard and looking at the picture in the paper, Terry. If you want the true rush, you're going to be out there live, in color, in person, in your face, and then all of a sudden you feel this flush. Rush flush. Of something.
What the heck's a frush?
A frush.
It's bigger than a straight. And learn that non-blind poker when in between talks about the billboard.
Yeah.
You understand my point, Terry?
I do. It makes you...
You were out at that billboard. You felt the rush.
Seen it.
Your husband was out at that billboard.
Yes.
Obviously, he felt the rush.
Obviously so.
You see what the billboard says when you look in the paper, but you have to go to Denny Way
to get the feel.
To feel the rush flush.
Mm-hmm.
And when people are clubbing this weekend, don't be surprised.
Naked party.
Instead of going to your after-hours club, if the after-hours club turns into a naked little party underneath the billboard that apparently everyone's talking about, Cherry, with your little candle. Pack your little candle.
No, I will.
Take your clothes off. Steven, you packing your little candle?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's not such a little candle when you put on those tight jeans. But anyway.
It's really not. Glad you've noticed.
Oh, wait till he lights that candle.
I was in love with Audrey, the chat line girl, and she broke my heart.
Aww.
Right, somebody at 8:24 and 47 seconds. I wonder if that's Greg, the internet guy. Anyway.
They have a little love affair.
I forgot about that. She made me feel all right.
Was that Donnie?
8:24 and 17 seconds. You should put a chip in Steven's arse. Track him down and see if he's really addicted to Volunteer Park.
Sounds like the guy that calls every day or writes every day with that is addicted to it.
8:24 and 7 seconds. Can I come down and play Sex Over Glass with you, T-Man? Talk about a rush flush.
Is that your boy Juan again?
That's from Juan, yes.
Juan.
Juan.
Oh, Juan.
Juan.
Oh, Juan, yeah.
Juan.
Oh, Juan.
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 I'm glad we're making progress.
And this is, 2 hours happens after the show.
I know.
8:23 and 35 seconds. This is Bull Chips.
On the phone.
8:23 and 20 seconds. Are you going to give away those Dave Chappelle tickets today? Well, I made it very clear
You weren't.
that the tickets for Dave Chappelle, which is, Terry, I can't believe how hot a ticket this is, selling out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The tickets will be given away tomorrow.
And how's that going to...
I have no idea.
All right.
We're hoping you'll come up with an idea by
Sure.
tomorrow, yes.
Yeah. I'll email it to you.
8:23 and 6 seconds. Damn it, T-Man. Party poker is down, and it's my day off. Fix it, all-powerful T-Man. Well, party poker is not the one that I play on.
Oh, it's
But I'm
not?
sorry for your loss.
Party poker is not the
I don't
side?
play on party poker, no.
Is it too much of a party and not so much poker?
Maybe so, Terry. Maybe I don't like the name party in my poker.
Okay.
I like the name party in my pants, but those are fancy pants. 8:22 and 7 seconds. T-Man, sometimes I like to pull my cock and bull. Oh, jeez.
Jeez, everybody in the cock and bull.
8:21 and 58 seconds. Does Terry get a prize for the cock and bull story of the day?
Yeah. She have lots of prizes.
8:21 and 47 seconds. It's true, T-Man. Read Bible, Revelation 16:18. 16:18. Now, what were they referring to?
Revelations in the Bible?
Yeah, but what I made... Yeah, really?
It's like Bubblicious.
I made some kind of... I asked a biblical question earlier today, but I don't remember what the hell we were talking about.
You did?
You did?
Yeah, you did. You said something masturbating.
Oh, yeah, about Schwager.
Oh, yeah, it does say it in the Bible, yeah.
Yeah, you guys should listen to the show. It's catching on.
He uses the word seed in the Bible.
8:20 and 59 seconds. Juan wants you, Stephen.
Juan?
Oh. Here's a text page based on the same thing that caller said, and maybe it was the same caller. I don't know. T-Man, I was playing poker online last night. There was a lot of talk about the stupid bowl and your billboard. The whole world knows about it now. Maybe you should focus on your hand.
Call that number back and see if it's the same guy.
So like when you're online, if you fold, you can just chat with people if you guys are both
Yeah, is that how it
there's so
works?
much trash talking online.
Really?
Oh, are you kidding?
That would be so distracting.
Anyone who loses a hand has to denigrate the person who won's play, and they call them names, and they call them, there's like all kinds of slurs and things you would never say to a person if you were sitting with them at a poker table. You feel very comfortable in the privacy of your own home from parts unknown.
Right.
Sending via the chat room that they provide on these online poker sites.
Interesting.
And it's all guys. And a couple of hairy women, so there's no sexual talk, so it's just all over-aggressive,
Wow.
So it's like Bigger City without the homo hijinks.
That's right. Exactly what I was trying to say.
Lots of trash talking on there.
And not so much Harry.
What else? What other text pages have come in this morning and have made themselves known as far as making a statement? Nothing. Okay. So many to look through, I can't even figure it. This French dragon on with the man. 7 1/4 inches.
Wow.
Maybe Terry can help Matthew. What's going on?
That's a good one. Call that one back. Oh, no,
Pasty,
that
what
one.
happened on my phone call? T-Man, I went out and saw the billboard yesterday, saw Sexy Leslie. Sexy Leslie made a stop at Denny Way in Pontius to feel the rush flush, Terry.
Thank you, sexy.
T-Man, I think you should start a program called The Schwaggers. Remember the dumpies and the hammies?
But that was entertaining.
That's right.
So I'm sitting
You
here.
risk bodily injury if you tape their family.
Okay. Really? No way.
I think Steven and Hotshot should pair up together for the men's double luge.
Al Roker and Matt Lauer did that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And Al was on top.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
I have no doubts about that.
Al's gotten skinnier these
Harry
days.
Hola,
but still.
Harry Hola wasn't a real woman anyway. She's a cross between Bigfoot and Jenna Reno.
Whoa.
Well, you haven't seen her lately.
Oh.
New woman.
Yes, that's why she doesn't want to appear on this program anymore. She just wants to come upon men at the club and surprise them and forget the days of being the hairiest of holas, Terry.
Right.
Mama, do you remember me?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when she was the Hulk? And she broke out because of the...
6:15 in some seconds. Laura J. writes.
Some seconds?
Yes, you're at 6:15 in some seconds. Laura J. writes, don't go home after 10 o'clock, T-Man. You're the only reason I make it through my day. Oh, Laura J., you know what?
What are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
Supposed to stay out through the day. So Laura J. is a nice day.
Hey, Julie Pilot's got to play her hits, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just go to Laura J's work and do like another hour of show for
That's
her.
right.
Da-da-da-da-da.
We'd love to stay here all day, but
Yeah, they kick us out.
Yeah, Powers makes us go home.
Make us go home.
The T-Man. Power.
Couple of last-minute text pages to get in here under the wire, Terry.
Don't you know?
9:30 and 18 seconds. Somebody writes, I was about to have my first lesbian experience last night, and then the girl called me and said she couldn't go through with it. What a downer.
Wow.
Yes, if I had a nickel for every time it's happened to me,
you'd have a nickel.
I'd have nothing because I'm not a lesbian, but I play one on the radio. Anyhow, at
You're
9:28.
half lesbian.
That's right, I'm half everything on the radio.
Only the good half.
Yes, 9:28 and 5 seconds. Somebody writes, T-Man, I live in Seaside, Oregon.
Oh, wow.
I don't have access to the Seattle PI. Will you please email me a picture of the billboard signed Luke?
Okay, Luke. How do we verify that?
Well, Terry's calling from a 503, if that helps you any, but how much more convenience can we... Come on.
0.
How far does he have to drive to get a PI? Make the drive.
Yeah.
And people who are complaining that the online version of the story doesn't have a picture of the billboard, leave your house. Bring 50 cents.
Yeah.
Come on.
Get rich or die trying.
That's right. 9:20 and 24 seconds. Can we all go to Sapphires as part of this year's party plane trip to Vegas? Can you have Anna set that up, T-Man? The fact that everyone knows Anna's name.
It's a little
The
scary,
fact that
isn't
everyone
it?
knows that Anna's the one who's in charge of setting up all these promotions, Terry.
Little tour there of Sapphires.
The fact the listeners have such an inner scope of what's going on around here
Yeah, I know.
is terrific.
Yeah.
9:19 and 56 seconds. T-Man, can you put that billboard up in front of the NFL headquarters? That would really get it done. Get it done! Mm-hmm.
Would send a message.
And what if there's not a billboard spot for a 6 mile radius? That's good enough. I don't know. Maybe is there a billboard spot right out of the NFL outside of the NFL
I
headquarters
don't
building?
know. I haven't
I don't even know where that
traveled
is.
there
I
lately.
don't know. Canton probably anyway. 9. Well, that's where the Hall of Fame is. Maybe their headquarters are in New York.
Why don't you put one right in the
right in
referee-
Times Square.
No,
Times Square, yeah.
in the referee's yard.
Right next to Dick Clark.
Yeah.
9:16 and 23 seconds. In the referee's backyard.
Yeah, Wagoners.
Oh, jeez.
Say, there you go, dude.
Yes. 9:16 and 23 seconds. Will you be giving out those Dave Chappelle tickets? If so, when? I will do anything to go.
Oh, infamous lines.
Yes. Let's see if she calls in tomorrow. Willing to do anything, Terry.
Sure.
Oh, except that, and that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that.
But I said anything.
9:11 and 47 seconds. Tank Dog is a pussy. Signed Brandy's boyfriend.
Whoa. What? Do they know each other?
9:11 and 40 seconds. I want Dave to add me to his space. Signed Katie from the coffee shop. Who's Katie? What's the deal?
She was the barista from yesterday.
Oh, the caller?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't, I thought maybe you got a little shot of beer, shot, and a little latte stand yesterday, no?
No.
Maybe he did.
She's the one with the
there.
boyfriend then.
She did have a boyfriend, yes.
Did?
Oh,
Took care of that jackass. No one will ever find him.
Every woman knows to drop her boyfriend immediately when in the presence of the pasties of Daves.
Yeah, when you get on the phone with Pasty Dave.
Well, you get it done, Paige. You get it done.
Yeah, why don't you? Seriously, quit playing.
Oh, jeez.
God, I can't wait to never talk to her.
Right.
Just added her, sending her a message now.
Oh, pasty.
Well, she better watch out.
I didn't know you work like that.
God.
Now you know.
Wow.
The T-Man.
If you thought the T-Man's party plane to Vegas was big last year, look out! Don't bother bringing any clothes, you won't need it. We'll be drinking, we'll be midnight swimming, we'll be gambling, we'll be clubbing, we'll be blowing every cent we ever made. Give me a holiday, give me a holiday, give me a holiday. Ooh! It's Vegas time, baby!
Come on.
The T-Man's Party Plane to Vegas. Pre-boards this Tuesday at 7, 2, 4, and 8.
Brought to you by Southwest Airlines and New York Casino.
Party plane to Vegas, baby!
Cube 93.